5, 4, 3.
What's up, Twitch? It is your favorite wrestling podcast on Color Circuit. Why?
Because it's the only pro wrestling podcast on Color Circuit.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, Connor.
And Connor.
And we've got another great episode.
Yes, we do.
Sit Down and Pile Drive for you, the best wrestling podcast on Color Circuit.
You already said that.
I know, but it's the important thing, the way to get... I've watched enough rock documentaries and New Age Outlaw documentaries. To know.
There's more than one New Age Outlaw documentary.
Absolutely. They're the greatest tag team in the world. No, but the way you get something over is to repeat it over and over and over and over again. Victory after victory.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you sound like EC3 right there.
Love EC3.
Victory, victory.
Who would have thought a 1%er would be the best baby face?
Oh, I know, dude. It's so good.
So we got a couple weeks before SummerSlam. We
Yep.
already know what the fucking main event is. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
Although I did hear that they might make Ronda Bliss the main event, just because Ronda is a big name.
And that way,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably not.
That way the crowd doesn't leave booing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know.
I don't fully subscribe to the idea that the fans have to go home happy.
I have a conspiracy theory.
Oh, conspiracy. You gotta be careful because you can be banished from Twitter, Facebook, and
This is a positive conspiracy.
Oh, okay. Those are good. I like
this.
those.
This is not a Sandy Hook wasn't real conspiracy.
This is more of like aliens existed.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Fuck Alex. No. So here's my theory.
What's up?
This really is Brock Lesnar's last match.
You think?
I think this is really his last match. I think we are not going to see him at WrestleMania 35. I truly believe that this is it.
I think this is it unless he loses.
I mean, when it comes when we do the prediction
Or reverse
podcast,
that.
I'm still going to pick him to win.
Okay.
Because predictions is competition.
Yeah, it's competition, but I'm willing. I actually have a little bit of balls, and I'm willing to go with the real answers.
I'm a realist, okay?
Okay.
And I still believe Brock Lesnar is going to hold that title till I'm 65.
Nah.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when Brock Lesnar's champion 60 years later?
I will ride back. I will.
All right. I was going to be champion, but Vince lied to me. So,
yeah, sure, whatever. Ryback, you
we've
whatever.
also
Feed
got
me more.
Ronda
Whatever.
Rousey taking on Bliss.
Exa. See, we're getting around this thing.
Time bomb waiting for us.
Yeah.
For the Raw Women's Championship.
Cool.
We have a triple threat between Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Carmella. A lot of controversy about that decision.
Yeah.
Here is my retort for all of those people crying about it. It's Charlotte fucking Flair.
That's true.
Yeah.
What else is she gonna do?
Yeah.
Like that's the real question. It's like, if it were me, I'd say maybe give her a little more time to rest from
Dick around
her surgery
with
or whatever.
Against the Iconics. No, she's going to be in that title match.
Right.
And honestly, it might help with Becky Lynch.
You think you still?
I still think Becky Lynch is probably going to take that title.
Yeah, that's my risky
It makes a new
prediction.
story. It adds another story to Becky Lynch.
Cool. We'll talk about it probably like
Yeah.
either when is SummerSlam? Is it
SummerSlam?
It's
is
not
like
this Sunday, but
4
next
weeks.
Sunday.
I still think we got like 3 or 4 weeks.
I don't think that's true.
Let me look. I'll look it up.
All right. Okay. Cool.
In the meantime, so to get us mentally prepared and psyched.
Yep.
On the Friendoverse page, they asked worst case scenarios, and I commented it's a crap show.
Yeah, but that's most likely scenario too.
To me, that's like I don't really care what happens at this point because as much as I don't care for Roman Reigns, I just think complaining about him being in the main event scene it's wasted breath at this point.
Yeah. Well, okay, so like we all thought that SummerSlam last year was going to be really, really bad, and it ended up being a pretty good show because we're going to talk about that today.
I think I've found that with a few exceptions, usually when it seems like it's going to be really, really bad, it delivers.
Yeah,
But
it's really weird like that because when you get hyped for a show, it's always usually kind of like, oh, well, that wasn't
August
that
19th, so not next week, but the week after.
Like
we got
I
2
said,
weeks.
cool.
Like WrestleMania 31. Everyone thought WrestleMania 31 was going to be really, really bad, and it's
it was
probably
really
one of
good.
the better WrestleManias.
Yeah, and 32. Honestly, I thought everybody was
you were
stoked.
there.
I was there,
Like-
and no mean to brag or whatever, but
But like I think WrestleMania 33 might be one of the only few that was like, no, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was pretty.
What happened 33?
33 was Roman Reigns Undertaker.
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
I mean, it was worth it for that Undertaker moment, but then he came back the next year. So
yeah, so who cares? Yeah, gotcha.
So anyway, we're not here to talk about WrestleMania. We're here to talk about SummerSlam.
Super Slam.
So last year's SummerSlam 2017 was a main event featuring Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
And a fatal four-way for the Universal Championship between Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns.
Can we just gosh on that match for like the rest of the show?
So fucking good.
Yeah, but we'll get to that.
Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe. And let me tell you. So this was around the time I lost internet at first. I got internet back, but I saw all of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Amazing show.
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
Awesome. We should probably also talk about NXT Brooklyn.
That one? You got to remind me, man. My memory's not the best.
We'll talk about both.
That was McIntyre versus Almas, right?
No, that was McIntyre versus Rude.
Ah, yeah. And that's when Adam Cole debuted, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll talk about that one too. And then the next night was SummerSlam, and my network was fucking up the entire time. So I think
it was messed up for a lot of people.
So I didn't get to see most of SummerSlam, and then when the network stopped like fucking with me, it was right at the end of the Jinder Mahal Shinsuke match, so I got to see who won. Nice. And was immediately in a bad mood.
Oh yeah, did you ever see I guess you just watched it.
Yeah.
Saw that entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's violin needed to be tuned.
And then the Fatal 4-Way happened, and I was like, that was really good.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
The main event was worth it.
Now, full disclosure, when we talk about this, I did not watch the pre-show.
I didn't either, which makes me happy.
I just remember that New Day and Uso stole the show. That's what I remember.
And they were on the fucking pre-show.
Yeah, and that's all I remember about the pre-show, and that's all I'm gonna say. Wasn't there a cruiserweight title match? Was that Akira Tozawa versus Neville?
It was Neville versus Tozawa, and I think Neville won it back.
Yeah, you're right. Cool.
All right, so let's we'll talk about NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3.
You're gonna have to remind me because I did not take notes on this, and I didn't watch it.
No worries, I called an audible.
Cool. Sounds like every other show.
We got this.
It's fine.
We got our shit down. I'm gonna put my microphone on my fat belly.
Fat belly.
So for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, we had we won't talk about like the dark matches or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
But it opened up with Andrade Cien Almas taking on Johnny Gargano. And this is probably like
out of all their matches, this was their worst one. But that was because this was when Almas was kind of checked out, wasn't he?
No. This match was awesome.
Was it?
This match was,
but it was definitely their worst out of all of them.
Compared to the other ones.
Compared, that's like sorry, there's not a better word for it. The weakest of them.
But it was. I remember it just being non-stop action the entire time. Like there was never a single moment where they were both laying down and nothing was happening. It was move after move after move after move, and then Zelina Vega threw the
shirt. Yeah, that's right.
And it was great story.
Like, I remember that. Yeah,
that was amazing. And now look at Andrade Cien Almas. I'm telling you, dude, that guy's gonna be a world champion.
You think?
I do.
I think it's too early to tell.
I mean,
like because it could be one of those things where Vince is like, you know what, we're gonna go after the Latino audience again. Because remember they tried to do that with like Alberto, and then they brought in Sin Cara, the original Sin Cara.
I think the difference between all of those is Andrade. The difference between Andrade and Sin Cara is Andrade is not a botch. It's not a botch guy.
Well, yeah, and I don't blame Sin Cara for that.
I don't necessarily.
I think. Well, I kind of do because he skipped over developmental to go straight to the main roster.
They replaced him with Hunico.
Yeah, Hunico is 1,000 times better than Sin Cara, and I think if he was in that role initially, Sin Cara would have been more of a
and the
bigger
reason
deal.
He's probably going to do a lot better than Alberto Del Rio, and I put a lot of thought into this. Is all Alberto Del Rio was just a really good wrestler.
That's true.
He wasn't a great wrestler. He wasn't amazing. He wasn't flashy or exciting. His Enzugiri was great.
His Enzugiri is great.
Probably one of my top 5 Enzugiris of all time. But I think that's kind of all he had.
Yeah.
Andrade, And I still don't think we've seen all he can do.
No,
But Andrade
no.
seeing Almas's moveset's already 1,000 times more exciting than his is. His character, he doesn't even speak. His character's still more exciting.
Yeah, and I think Zelina Vega
Definitely
brings a
adds
million.
something.
What
And
they remind me of, and this is what I'm afraid of, and this is why I'm not as like gun ho about him being a world champion one day. Is I see a lot of Rusev in Cien Almas. In the
Yeah,
sense that
I see what you mean.
they come in with all this fire, the huge pedigree of being a badass. He gets kind of over, and then he'll have one major feud, and it will end, and he will look worse for it.
Here's what I think is going to protect him from having that stigma. He's not going to tweet stuff.
Yeah, but Rusev didn't do that at the time.
Yeah, but
In fact, him tweeting stuff is kind of what got him over now.
yeah, to the audience, but
Yeah.
it pissed off the backstage people.
Yeah.
We're assuming, but I mean, he posts they're in the middle of that terrible Dolph Ziggler, Summer Rae storyline.
Yeah.
Then him and Lana post pictures of them getting engaged, and then
Yeah.
that's when the punishment kind of started to
Right.
happen. And it just kind of makes you wonder, that's a coincidence. That seems like strange timing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think because Almas is not going to be tweeting the fourth wall stuff, he might be a little bit safer. And also, he's such a heel. Like, Rusev seems like...
Dude, Rusev was a huge heel,
He was
though.
a huge bad guy, but at the same time, like, people like Rusev. People love Almas's talent, but he's a heel.
Yeah. Okay.
Rusev, I don't think, is a very...
I try to be optimistic, but it is WWE, so
Yeah.
you can't ever like trust it.
Man, I'm on your positive level, and you're the doubter now.
It's because I switched my hat. You know, it's irony.
I got my Respect the Beard t-shirt, so I'm like, yeah.
What's going on? I got like Lucha Libre, Reservoir Dogs going on.
Fucking, we're this is the coolest show on Color Circuit. Let's just, we're just gonna say it.
Throwing shade, calling you out.
Take that, Improv Bagel.
All right.
All right. So after the and it woke the crowd up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it goes back to your theory of the first match needs to be like super fast paced.
In a WWE show.
Yeah, and hard to keep up. And it was it got the crowd going. One of the things I really loved about, and it's probably one of my favorite takeovers, admittedly I've not seen a lot of them, but from what I've seen, I'm like Brooklyn 3 is like number 1 or 2 for me.
Really?
Maybe War Games is ahead of it.
I'd say Chicago this last year was the best takeover they've ever had.
I mean, luckily I don't think there's ever been a weak takeover.
No, yeah, for sure. Even like the early stages of takeover when it was still at Full Sail.
When it was your best wrestler, when your only good wrestlers were Sami Zayn and Cesaro.
Yeah, and Neville and Bo Dallas were the
yeah.
main event. That was a great show.
It's still great.
Yeah.
Then, and this match got even better, and it kind of shows the 3-ring circus philosophy that NXT that Triple H and NXT have is Sanity took on the Authors of Pain.
And that's where Sanity won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
NXT
great.
for
That
the
was a great
NXT
match. I was
and
stoked about it.
It was like it was, and first off, this was when I discovered Alexander Wolf.
Yeah.
And I was kind of mad at him. I was was like, where were you hiding this entire time?
Yeah.
First, he does a German suplex, which I was like,
well, he's German, so it's kind
yeah,
of
it
it's just
makes
it's
sense.
just a suplex
He
to
did an
him.
Alexander Wolf suplex, native to my home country suplex. Why is it German? What makes it German?
It was I think it was invented by a man who was from Germany.
Oh, okay. Well,
So it was a German suplex. I think that's I could be completely off basis, but I think it was a wrestler from like the Bronze Age
but
of
that's
wrestling
not even.
where
That's just the first. That is.
Yeah.
That's not the cherry on top. That's just like a wow, Alexander Wolf. That's a pretty sweet German suplex you have here. Then he does a suicide dive, which I was like,
yeah. Alexander Wolf, like I went back and watched a couple of his matches on WXW, the German independent promotion that Walter and Ilya Dragunov is in.
right.
He's really good. He is really good.
And I flipped out. And when I was writing my notes, I wrote it in all capital letters. He does that fucking Frankensteiner from the top rope, and I just was like, Alexander.
He was definitely the star of that match.
Oh, that match was for him.
Yeah.
Eric Young did really great.
I will never criticize Eric Young.
I love Eric Young.
He is someone who I've seen grow from like a wannabe Shawn Michaels to like a real wild man in TNA, and then coming in and basically I don't know if he according to Sammy's Callahan, he created Sanity, but Eric Young really like found the voice for them.
Like Sammy Callahan saying, "I'm like, okay, Eric Young's great. He's killing it."
Yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah. I'm not taking anything away from either of them.
Right,
I'm just saying like he definitely made that stable seem interesting.
This was almost. It was fast paced, but not in the way that Gargano almost was.
Right.
It was a car crash.
Yeah.
It was a car crash match, which was exciting.
Yeah.
It was exciting. I'll never forget Nikki Cross, she's a.
Oh, and didn't she like at one point like
she tried to hit a crossbody on I think Razar. She's a national. She's an international treasure.
And when we talk about evolutions, I have a plan.
So
for her.
yeah, she does the cross. She tries to do the crossbody. Razar catches her.
Yeah,
and then Big Damo fucking
just squishes her.
I'm sorry,
makes a
Killian Dane.
Yeah, he makes a cross sandwich.
Yeah, Nikki Cross sandwich through a table.
Yeah,
which was just awesome. And then Sanity picks up the win.
Yeah, I was stoked because I really didn't think they were going to win. I had no reason to believe they would win leading up to that, and then when they did, I was like, hell yeah!
Kinda.
And I'm like, oh, there's a painter gonna go debut after SummerSlam, and it's gonna be sweet. And then they didn't, and I was sad.
Kind of started a downslope.
Yeah, I really did.
But I think it definitely put Sanity on the map as like, this is a good tag team. And then after they won the titles, they get attacked by fucking Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yep.
I was flipping out. I was like, Red Dragon, holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
I was stoked about that,
and
too.
I didn't even know what was going to happen at the end, although the writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
But still, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if there was anybody in the audience, like if there was any.
It was
indie names like who would eventually
who
be
debuted last year.
Well, we know who debuted, but he wasn't in the audience.
I don't think they did an audience thing at that time.
You're right, because it was spoiler. Adam Cole made his debut.
Yeah. Oh, spoiler for a show that came out a year ago.
But he wasn't in the audience.
Yeah.
You never know. Someone could have woken up out of a coma.
Yeah, I think what they did is they did that, but they did it with like Samoa Joe was in the audience or something like that.
Yeah.
And didn't that was WrestleMania. So yeah, I think they had a bunch of like WWE former NXT guys in the audience that time. They didn't really have anybody.
They had Kevin Owens at War Games.
Yeah.
And then after that, we had Aleister Black,
my boy,
who kind of just really started making his name like around this time, taking on Hideo Itami.
That was a fantastic match.
That was exactly, minus the fact that it should have been a hell of a lot bloodier. But I know,
well, you can't do that.
They're not going to do it, but it should have been. That match went exactly how it should have been. Was just these two guys kicking and chopping and elbowing.
They're two of like the most notorious strikers
that was a fight.
in the world.
All right.
And so well, I have a little bit of technical difficulties.
No. We haven't started.
I think she has.
Katie,
of the channel yet.
can we turn
next year.
this audio off?
Is that the video?
Appreciate it.
Gotcha. Sorry about that.
It's okay. No worries. Anyway, so it was a very stiff match.
Yeah, of course.
I think Hideo was bleeding.
Yeah, didn't he get like I don't remember. Man.
Hideo always bleeds. You know who should it should have been a triple threat.
Respect me.
It should have been a triple threat between Aleister Black, Hideo Itami, and Oni Lorcan.
Nah.
No, I know, but I want to see.
I don't need to see for like pay-per-views, and because the NXT I see is more of like special pay-per-views. I don't see them as like WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They need to have more one-on-ones because that's where you establish fighters.
Okay, I'll just say it. I'll just say
okay.
it. If it was a triple threat between those three, it would have been a super stiff match, and everyone would have had their noses broken by Oni Lorcan as he just flew at him.
Yeah.
I love Oni Lorcan. His whole strategy in a fight is.
Did you ever see his match in PWG against Chris Hero?
No, but I saw his match against Roderick Strong.
Oh yeah, but there was one point in the match where Chris Hero pile drove Oni Lorcan off the top rope. Oh, it was awesome.
I love it.
It was I think it was Bola 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dope.
Really good match. Aleister Black won.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And especially because of hindsight.
Do you feel like he's ruined?
Alistair?
Or tainted? Or stained?
No, dude, he's like my favorite wrestler.
I mean, I love him, but
I'll never say he's stained.
And I know how you feel about Taz.
Taz is the best. Except for now. Right now, he's not the best.
He was talking about how having Aleister Black cut all of these promos and stuff like that and show up in suits and stuff like that is kind of hurting his character a little bit.
I don't think it's hurting his character, but it is making... He's not a charisma, like, badass. But like I've always said, I'm like, if you're really good in the ring and have okay talking, you'll succeed. If you have no talking and are an adequate wrestler, you're gonna not do well. I feel like also. I'm sorry to mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
He doesn't need to be the best talker.
Mm-hmm.
I think booking him in like a feud like he's in right now, which we know is I think is perfect for him. But putting him into like putting him with Velveteen Dream was great.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be Adam Cole on the mic. His character is very stern, very serious. He's like an Iceman. So him talking with his voice, with his little bit higher pitched voice, doesn't really take away from him, in my opinion.
I don't necessarily think it's the promos. I think I figured out because I feel like his title reign was lacking, and I don't think it's him, and I don't think it's his opponents because the Lars Sullivan match was good. I think the problem with his title reign was it came around the time of the Gargano Ciampa feud.
That's what I was just about to say. Is like there's a more prevalent story to be told, and
I
Triple H has gone on record to say that the main event is the match that people want to see the most, not the title. He has literally said that.
It kind of makes me feel bad for Aleister Black. But at the same time, like Aleister Black has been killing it.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything
He's getting
wrong.
called up. He's getting called up.
I think he's.
I'm just bummed that his title reign wasn't more like impactful.
I think it was. If you look at all the other title reigns in NXT history, his was about adequate.
Yeah, like
in length.
Like when you think of like a McIntyre.
The problem is that he never headlined a takeover, but that's because of Gargano and Ciampa was the more intriguing story that people were more invested in. But that was like back when it was the same thing people were saying about Almas.
Almas did great though.
But his title matches were never like the headliner except for Gargano.
Who was the?
Because it was he headlined with the Gargano, but it was McIntyre and War Games.
War Games
is when he won it.
Fucking War Games.
Yeah, and then it was the ladder match. Authors of Pain DIY, and then that was the headliner.
Who did he take on on that one? It was almost versus.
He fought. He beat whoever it was.
Well, yeah. Who was it? Almost taking on.
Oh, Hideo. Didn't he face?
No, that's Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode faced Hideo. You're right. No, he fought. Who did he? He fought.
Well, this was. No, it wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been the Authors of Pain DIY match. I think he took on Gargano right after he won the title.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Right after?
Yeah.
I don't think it was. Was it right after?
Because Brooklyn 3, they're already broken up at this point.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. I'm going to look it up real quick.
Yeah.
So keep talking.
All right. So after this, so you've had this fast-paced, technical lucha libre mix of a match. Then you have this car crash brawler match. Then you have this strike fest. And then we have, and this is probably one of the best matches I've ever seen, Asuka, undefeated. Unfucking defeated. 500 plus victories at this point.
Was Gargano at Philly was just the next one.
She has been in NXT for 3 years at this point, and she has not lost a match yet.
So it was, he didn't headline at New Orleans, did he? Because it was Gargano and Ciampa.
No, New Orleans was when Aleister Black won the title.
But he didn't headline that.
Oh, yeah.
That was when Gargano versus Ciampa.
It's Gargano.
That's what I'm saying. So there was one pay-per-view he headlined.
Yeah.
Out of the three that he was in the title picture
It was
for.
with Gargano.
Yeah.
So Asuka, the champion, the NXT Women's Champion, and everybody knows it's her last match in the NXT. Well, one of her last matches at this point. We didn't know she got injured until you can see when she gets injured too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Taking on Ember Moon.
I really thought she was gonna win.
I did. Oh man.
I really did, because I was like going into it like, oh, Asuka's gonna win, blah blah blah, and then like in the match, she convinced me she was gonna win.
This became one of the top 3 matches, one of my top 3 matches of all time. Oh my god! So I will go not beat by beat, but I'll just tell you like So it opens up like they're doing the announcements. They do Ember Moon's announcement, and I'm booing the shit out of her.
Yeah,
I'm just like, you're not Asuka.
Yeah,
you're not Asuka, Ember Moon. You don't deserve that title from Asuka. And then it goes to Asuka, and Asuka just starts mouthing her introduction when they're introducing her. She's just like, from Osaka, Japan.
Yeah.
NXT, and she's like pointing at her title, and she's just eating up, and the crowd's like 100% behind her, and I am too, and I'm like, I love you, Asuka. And what preceded was a match that I had no idea was going to happen, was going to come from Ember Moon. Ember Moon really impressed me to the point where there was a moment where, like, I thought she was going to win that title. She finally hits the Eclipse on Asuka. And I don't usually shout when I'm watching wrestling matches, but I shouted, "Kick out, Asuka! Kick out!" And she kicked out, and I flipped out. I was like, "Oh my God!"
You're like wiping away a tear.
Heart attack. I was sobbing. I was sobbing endlessly because Asuka is still my NXT Women's Champion. And then when that Eclipse is when she broke her collarbone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if they called an audible or anything like that. So Ember Moon goes up for the Eclipse one more time, and then Asuka catches her.
Yeah.
In the Asuka lock, and I just started screaming at my TV, "Tap, you bitch! Tap!" And you shouldn't call women bitches, but I just needed Ember Moon to fucking tap. And the minute she started tapping, I screamed because Asuka was still my NXT Women's Champion. And then the next day they announced she was injured, and then she was dropping the title, and then she was heading to main roster
To lose to Carmella.
And
Charlotte.
I don't care about the Charlotte one,
Okay.
but the Asuka was a kick in the dick, and you know it.
Let's get through this.
It was a great match.
Yeah, it was a great match.
And it's probably the best match Ember Moon ever wrestled. Mm-hmm. And I feel bad for her because she was getting booed the entire time. Nobody wanted to see
Yeah, but I think she knew going into that that's what was going to happen.
They made the right call.
Mm-hmm.
As shitty as it is how they're treating her on the main roster, the fact that she can say she went through all of NXT, she never got beat by anybody. That's incredible. And it was such a
Asuka's the best.
It was such a great way to end probably one of the best wrestlers NXT will ever see. I'll say it.
Bold
Asuka,
statement.
I will say it. Asuka is probably one of the best wrestlers NXT ever got. And it's not just the streak. Asuka made that streak mean something.
Right. I get what you're saying, and I'm not going to fight you over it.
The NXT formula goes, it's your last match in NXT. You're the champion. You're going to drop the belt.
She's definitely the best women's wrestler for sure, but I don't know. Gargano, dude.
Gargano's great. No, like, I'm not saying she is the best. She is, if we're doing a top 5, Asuka is not 5 or 4. She's 3, 2, or 1.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that.
Like, I'd put her ahead of a Shinsuke.
Mm-hmm.
I'd put her ahead of Samoa Joe.
True.
I'd put her ahead of Kevin Owens.
Well, Kevin Owens, I don't even consider him an
He was
NXT
there
guy.
for a minute.
He was there for a cup of coffee.
But I'd put her ahead. I'd almost put her ahead of Finn Balor, and he
Yeah.
is NXT.
I'd say for me it would be Gargano, Ciampa, Asuka, and then Aleister Black.
Asuka is my favorite wrestler right now.
Yeah, you've told me that.
Like if you ask me who my number one, not women's wrestler, not WWE wrestler, if you ask me who my favorite wrestler is right now, I'd have to think about it, but I like knee-jerk reaction, I'd say Asuka.
Cool. That's totally cool,
Yeah.
man. I agree. I understand your opinion. I'm not gonna like go, you can't have that person be your favorite wrestler. It's your favorite wrestler.
And then in the main event, Drew
McIntyre.
The Scottish, he's a man.
I'm just a man.
He's old man.
Why don't you come and fight me like a man?
Taking on the glorious one, Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode.
Who is NXT champion at this point, and he's a big heel. And this was a really good match.
It was a solid match.
I definitely would say it's probably not. It's not on the level of the Gargano.
See, and that's why I don't think Brooklyn 3 is that level for me, because Chicago, for me, every match was fantastic.
I don't think we were expecting Bobby Roode to drop the title.
I was.
I mean,
I thought he was.
Not to Drew. I was surprised.
No, I fully thought he was going to win that title.
There's that spot where he does the sunset flip powerbomb onto the apron.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good. No, not even. He did a powerbomb. He did a full on, like, Drew McIntyre's like hanging onto the ropes, and Bobby Roode just powerbombs him onto the mat. It was a hard hitting match. It's probably like the most WWE.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, it's very WWE.
But it like a hard hitting.
Oh yeah, it was like a good WWE.
It wasn't like
match.
a Miz match.
Yeah.
You know.
Throwing shade at the Miz.
I'm
man?
throwing shade at the Miz. He's a soft wrestler.
No, he's not soft.
He doesn't think Daniel Bryan's worthy. Fuck the Miz. He's a
I love
fucking
the Miz
shit.
so
I love
much.
the Miz, but fuck the Miz. He's a
All
piece
right.
of shit. He should take on Daniel Bryan and not be a bitch.
All right. Cool. Kayfabe, bro.
And then, so Drew McIntyre won. He
Yep.
hit Claymore. He got the 1, 2, 3. He is your NXT champion.
And the reason why I thought Drew McIntyre was going to win because he was the face in that situation, and it made sense for what you're about to say.
Yeah. And then, after all of that excitement, what happens? Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish come back out to fuck some shit up, and you know what's coming. You know who's coming out. You just don't know who yet. Drew McIntyre fins off Kyle O'Reilly. He fins off Bobby Fish, and then who comes out of nowhere? Adam Cole, baby!
The
Super
best.
kick.
He's the best.
Kicks Drew McIntyre right in his fucking face.
Yeah, it was the best.
We now have Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. They're clearly a stable. We don't know what's going to happen.
I was so stoked that they were putting them together. Like,
hell
because I
yeah.
thought for sure they weren't going to be a stable.
And how does NXT Brooklyn Takeover 3 end? It ends with Adam Cole doing Adam Cole Baby with the whole fucking audience, and that's how you end Takeover 3.
Hell yeah, dude.
Takeover 3
Adam Cole's the best.
is one of the best events I've ever seen. I would put it on par, not on par, but it's on my list with like ECW One Night Stand, WrestleMania 30. As far as like,
It's high praise.
oh, it's high praise indeed. It was.
I wouldn't go that far. I thought it was
incredible.
good. I thought it was fantastic. But I wouldn't say. I don't even think it was the best event of that year.
You just deflated.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I guess I shouldn't say your favorite thing is wrong. But
I'm a bird and I wanted to fly. And you
I gotta
clipped
spread my wings.
You clip my wings. You
I
clip.
spread my wings, Poppy.
So that was Takeover Brooklyn 3. We got Brooklyn 4 coming up. And let me
Yeah.
tell you something. I love the Brooklyn Takeovers.
Yeah.
That is their WrestleMania.
Yeah. I like how they also have their WrestleMania not during WrestleMania.
Yeah, they have it during SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Everyone's always like, what event's going to be better? I'm like, why even ask that?
Yeah, it's gonna be
Brooklyn.
better. Yeah, it's gonna be
Brooklyn.
better.
This year we have Shayna Baszler taking on
Kairi Sane, which is ironic because the Mae Young Classic coming up there. You know they're gonna
Oh,
reference
it's
that
perfect
like
storytelling.
a million times.
Kairi Sane's winning.
Oh no, she is not.
Yeah, I think she
no
is.
fucking way she's
Shayna
winning.
Baszler so main roster.
No
She
way,
is so main roster.
dude.
ready.
Okay, all right. We'll talk about it because I gotta talk about my stuff.
I'll tell you, man. Shayna Baszler is probably one of the best in-ring psychologists in the WWE.
Shayna Baszler is.
Yeah.
I just like how she's like not like anybody else.
No, she's amazing.
She straight up like wrestles with a purpose.
Yeah, but as far as like storytelling goes, as far like she does it perfectly. She picks a limb.
Yeah.
She works on that limb.
Very
and-
enforcer,
yeah.
Arn Anderson,
like
brainbuster style.
All that shit the Young Bucks talk about, all that shit Kenny Omega talks about. Shayna Baszler does it.
Yeah, she just needs more time to get. She needs to get in the ring with more experienced people. Not that she's not ready for main. I think she can use another couple months
Well,
in NXT to wrestle more because she had that fantastic match with Candice LeRae this last
I
week.
think-
Holy shit!
Because Shayna Baszler came from the Independents.
Yeah, but for like a year.
But
I was there live in person when she announced she's gonna start wrestling.
yeah,
It was a Shimmer show. It was WrestleMania 32 weekend. They did a one night tournament at Shimmer for a new champion. I don't know why they didn't have. I don't follow Shimmer, so.
I think, yeah, you know.
But I went because I was like, oh sweet, I'm free this time. I love women's wrestling. I don't know a lot about independent women's wrestling, so I went.
we'll talk about women's
But
wrestling
in the middle of the event, right before the finals, which was I believe Nicole Savoy versus was it Cherry Bomb? It might have been Cherry Bomb. Allie. But right before the match came on, they had their announcer person come on and introduce Shayna Baszler, who's came in. She says, I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to be training to be a professional wrestler. I'm very interested into the catch as catch can style. And that's what she said. She said catch as catch can style. I'm going to be coming in and killing it, and you'll see me debut next month. And that was it. Like, I saw her announce she was going to wrestle in person.
Yeah.
And that's why. So I know it's been less than 2 years, 2.5 years she's been wrestling.
I don't know, dude. She's so fucking
Oh, I'm not
ready.
saying she's bad at all.
She's so ready.
She was trained by like Mercedes Martinez,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So she knows what she's doing.
Can I tell you? So I was showing Sarah some Mae Young Classic matches.
Cool.
And I showed her Mercedes Martinez versus Princessa Suhei.
Yeah.
Who, I'll take back any complaints I had about her. I think I just feel like Kaylee Ray should have won that match.
That's 100% what it was.
But Princess is great. I was wrong.
Princessa.
I was wrong. But Mercedes Martinez comes out and Sarah's first words are, "She looks like a bitch."
I'm pretty sure that's on purpose.
Yeah, I was like,
But like Mercedes Martinez she's very veteran. I remember
Oh,
I was watching.
fucking legit.
I was in that moment where I was watching just a bunch of deathmatch tournaments, and I was watching IWA Mid South, I think 2004, King of the Deathmatch, and they have a couple of non-deathmatch matches, and she was on it.
She's
So
really
I was
good.
like,
I love
oh,
her.
okay, so she's legit. She's
But-
been wrestling for fucking 20 years.
I'm telling you, dude, Shayna Baszler's like main event ready. She's ready for
Okay.
the roster.
Once we start talking about the dream matches,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
tell
yeah.
you
I'll-
why
I'll
I
get-
think she's gonna stay.
I'll pick your brain in a minute. Mm-hmm. All right, so after that, we're gonna have Tommaso. Well, we don't know what's gonna happen, so we'll save this one because we gotta talk.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do probably predictions
Velveteen
and stuff like
Dreams
that.
taking on EC3.
That'll be sweet.
Velveteen's probably gonna pick that up.
I think he needs a good victory at Takeover, and
Yeah.
EC3 is a big enough person. Plus, I think EC3 is going to the main roster sooner rather than later. I think he'll go to Raw.
And they can always do a second
Yeah,
match. Like Velveteen can win.
They could
through
do that too.
nefarious means, but since EC3 is
I think EC3 is just there to because they
need to get him-
they needed that midpoint because you can't have someone just debut. They wanted to have like the cool
yeah,
Smarky
introduce
EC3.
him, introduce him to
Yeah.
the WWE audience
Yeah.
again, then put him on the main roster.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
I think that's what I think they were going to do with Drew from the get go, and then he got injured. But
I already know who's gonna win this match, but I'm not thrilled about it.
okay,
Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong are going to be taking on Mustache Mountain.
you think Mustache Mountain's going to lose?
Tyler Bate and Trent Seven.
You think they're going to win?
First off, let me tell you something. Trent Seven,
It's the best.
goals.
Yeah.
Goals. I cannot think of a more handsome man than Trent Seven.
Really?
Holy crap. The hair, the mustache, the beard. He's got the best British person voice.
Yeah, he does. He totally
He's
does.
so he's just
He has that. He has a British comedian's voice.
No, he's just so like he's I'll
Yeah.
say it, he's a very attractive man.
All right, man.
I love you. I love him, Trent Seven.
That's cool, dude. I mean, that's cool.
And he has a
For me, it's Aleister Black. I want to lose like 100 pounds, get more tattoos, grow some hair. You know,
go to Holland for
go to Holland, learn how to
Pick up an
kickbox,
accent.
learn how to kickbox,
No, I'm just gonna
worship the devil. You
Get-
know, that kind of stuff.
get
That's me.
fit enough to where the gut's not totally jiggly,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's still there. That's my goal. Trent Seven is attainable for me. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna look like in a few years. All right, cool. But no, it's gonna be Undisputed Era are not losing those titles.
I think they're gonna win.
until fucking War Raiders are taking those titles.
Okay, so we agree. Cool.
Yeah, Undisputed Era are taking.
I think it's gonna. Well, we'll talk about it next week or something like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
when we do predictions. But I think you're right. But I think it's gonna be a wonky finish instead of War Games.
Ooh,
Because it's probably gonna be War Raiders with somebody versus Undisputed Era
British
versus
Strong
British
Style?
Strong Style. That's my guess.
Pete Dunne in a fucking War Games match.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
I'm saying it sets up itself, and maybe they get
Yes.
War Raiders with Danny Burch or something, because Oni Lorcan's
Oni Lorcan.
injured and he's involved. Or would be sweet, Donovan Dijakovic.
Or Keith Lee.
Keith Lee would be cool too, but I don't know if he fits.
No,
I'm thinking aesthetically.
with the War Raiders, or they pull 180 as Street Profits.
Yeah, well, like yeah,
Speaking of which,
dumb. I know what you're gonna say. That's dumb.
no, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear
They
me
were
out,
so
hear me out.
dumb.
Hear me out. That was fucking great.
It was so dumb.
It was so great. I'm sorry. Nothing is better. Nothing is better than when they're in the audience and then they just point at. I can't even remember who the fucking heel tag team they were pointing at were.
It was the Mighty.
TM61. It was the Mighty. And I was like, God damn it! I love Montez Ford.
Yeah.
I fucking love Montez Ford. I love Angelo Dawkins. I'm cool with it. If they're interrupting matches, I'm like, whatever. At least
All
it's
right,
Street
fair
Profits
enough.
doing it.
I just think it was dumb. Dumb, dibbity dumb. But
Speaking of, I like this Australian style of wrestling. That's kind of like
oh yeah, they're getting really prevalent recently.
it's
There's a
not
lot of
really
good
like-
guys.
It's like high flying but striking.
I always say okay, so like I've always told you my ideas of what the style is based off their
Yeah.
thing. So I've said like UK's very ingrained in technical with joint manipulation,
Yeah.
things like that. I believe US is about charisma. It's about talking to
Mm-hmm.
the audience while you wrestle. A lot of power moves.
Chris Jericho talked about it.
Yeah. And then Mexico is more of like high flyer, but their technical is more about using momentum.
Yeah.
Japanese about strikes, Germany is more about like almost like
Walter. It's about Walter.
kinda, but it's more about strong grapples, if that makes sense. Like German suplexes,
They're big.
chops.
I have yet to see a small German wrestler. They're big boys.
You gotta watch Ilya Dragunov, my friend.
Yeah.
He's the best. He's like yay high, and he's the unbreakable man. He fought. It was basically him versus Walter, and it was the unbreakable man versus the unstoppable force, essentially.
Yeah.
And basically, Walter chopped the shit out of him so bad that he, you know how like Daniel Bryan had his chest hurting and it was all wow.
Yeah.
Think about that, but like times 10. God. That was him versus Ilya, and Ilya's making his United States debut at Bola this
Have
year.
that fucking picture.
So stoked.
Yeah, that fucking picture of Walter and PCO next to each
Essentially
other.
like that. That's
After
exactly
that,
what it
Joey-
looked like,
after
except for he
Joey-
wasn't so tan.
Oh my god, his fucking chest was
I'm going to show you a
dead.
picture of it because you're going to be like, holy shit.
So we're both in agreement. Undisputed Era probably going to retain.
We'll talk about it next week.
Adam Cole is going to be taking on Ricochet. Adam Cole and Ricochet are your fucking mid card in NXT.
I think they're going to be. So I don't think they
That's
treat it like
not
a mid card.
That's not a dig. That's not a dig. The only reason they're your mid card is because your main event scene is Tommaso Ciampa. Damn.
Yeah.
He's an ugly man.
Yeah. No, he's all right.
The only reason
That's what he
still
looks
an
like
ugly
normal.
man.
Well, he's supposed to be like he's an enigma because he's like a Russian Soviet communist babyface. It's super confusing because he was a heel and then everybody loved him.
It's 2018. You know, you
Yeah.
could probably be a communist and be. a
He's freaking
babyface.
sweet. He's great though.
I mean, it's not like I'm not knocking Ricochet or Adam Cole by calling them mid card. I'm saying the only like they're your mid card because your main event scene is so stacked.
Yeah.
So your mid card.
I think of the North American Championship as more of like the Intercontinental title
Yeah.
in New Japan.
but it's like mid card.
No, because in New Japan the Intercontinental title is like World Title 2.
It gets its own separate pay per view.
It's basically because there's so much talent.
Yeah.
They don't want to make it because like they hold their championships truer.
Right.
Like they have longer title reigns, even though like not super long, but like longer title reigns, less people have them. As opposed to the Intercontinental, anybody can have
Yeah,
it,
like
but
there's-
it's guys who could be world champion who have it.
There's been like 15 NXT champions.
Yeah, but it's only been around for like 3 years.
I'm not, all I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying it like
yeah,
I'm saying.
there's-
Cool.
I think like there's been like 55, 56 world champions,
Yeah.
and there's only been 15 NXT champions so far.
Right. But yeah, that match will be sweet.
It'll
They've
be
wrestled
real
before.
good.
They had that 5-star match at Bola that
Yeah.
I was at. That was
Adam
pretty
Cole
sweet.
is a phenomenal storyteller.
Yeah.
Ricochet's an amazing wrestler.
And Adam Cole is also an amazing wrestler, but he just doesn't do the crazy stuff.
Well, and
He'll probably make fun of Ricochet for doing flips, talk a little trash. I feel like Adam Cole has taken the American style, as I was talking about. I totally forgot what I was going to say about Australian. I think Australian is more... I'm going to go back to that real quick before I forget it. Australian style is becoming more of like a... it's like WCW cruiserweight division where it was technical high flying.
Yeah.
It wasn't high flying like see how many flips I could do. It was more of like high flying for for practicality.
Yeah.
And then they use a lot of like momentum moves, kind of lucha style. Because they got like Robbie Eagles is coming up. They got Adam Brooks is everybody's like new favorite wrestler. Jonah Rock. Jonah Rock's the shit. He's me incarnate. He literally looks exactly like me.
See, that's the other reason I love Trent Seven. I'm like, oh my god, me.
Yeah. Jonah Rock like looks like me, but like a little darker, like a little more Tongan.
Yeah.
So
No, I know Jonah Rock.
yeah.
He's a big boy.
And they got like Travis Banks from New Zealand. I'm counting it. TK Cooper. Yeah, they have a lot of good stuff going on.
We just said it. New Zealand, Australia, same thing.
Yeah, right.
Come at us, New Zealand audience.
New Zealand, Australia. It's
Like
different.
it's like Australia, but like a nicer accent.
It's like a higher accent.
Yeah.
But what we were saying, Ricochet, Adam Cole's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, it's gonna be a real good match.
I don't think Ricochet will win.
No, really underhanded. Yeah, because it's for the North American Championship. Yeah. And then we don't know what's going to happen, but your main event supposedly Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, and Aleister Black in a triple threat match.
I told you my theory. We won't talk about it today. We'll talk about it next
Yeah.
week. But there's just two options they can go with it. There's the safe
Either
route and
way,
then there's
it's
the
gonna
cool
be
route.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
No matter what they do, that's going to be a great match.
Oh yeah,
And Johnny Gargano's taking that title.
I think so too.
All right. I'm excited. I'm so excited for NXT Brooklyn 4.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
It's I'm pumped. And then so back to our retrospective.
Yep.
SummerSlam 2017 on paper garbage.
Yeah,
In practice
pretty sweet.
not garbage. garbage.
It was really good. The main event saved that show by
Oh
a
hell
lot.
yeah! And honestly, not a bad show.
It wasn't a bad show.
I think there was two. Now that I'm looking at this card, two disappointing matches.
3 matches, I say.
3 disappointing matches.
3 disappointing matches. Yeah.
All right. We won't talk about the pre-show because we both
didn't watch
skipped
it.
The first up was John Cena bearing the crap out of Baron Corbin.
So in my notes, I said Baron Corbin deserves better.
Not at the time.
I honestly think the only reason why he lost the Money in the Bank was because of what he said, but that's besides the point. I think it was also because he was the backup plan if Jinder Mahal was like not working, like even more than like he wasn't.
Did Jinder Mahal work though?
I think he worked. I think people were aboard.
He did.
I think he was a backup plan if Jinder Mahal wasn't like if there was like Roman Reigns backlash on Jinder Mahal, Baron could have came in and just got rid of that.
I think them not go because if he worked, I don't think they would have taken the title off of him and given it to AJ Styles until after the Brock Lesnar.
I think that was mainly just because there was a backlash about Brock versus Mahal, and people were like, "No, we don't want that."
I don't know. I think I'm not, especially with what he's doing now on Raw. I don't think the Jinder experiment worked. You know, I just don't see it.
I like Jinder Mahal.
I don't have.
I really do.
I don't.
I
like
think he
his
has a
title
place.
reign.
I think he has a place. I think I would have slow built him rather than just throw him in the water. But I think for what he got, I love his packaging.
Yeah.
Him with the sings was fantastic.
I think what they did with his character was great. I just don't think he needed the title.
I have to speak to my people. I love him.
No,
I think he's great, and he looks like a star.
I think the title did a lot for Jinder Mahal. I don't think Jinder Mahal did.
Oh yeah, no way.
Jinder Mahal didn't do
no
anything
way
for the title.
No, I agree with that purpose.
It's such a weird moment. And
I think if you started building him from when if he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal instead of Mojo, and then they built him off of that to the point that he got a title match, I think it would have it would have less soured him.
That was the sign WrestleMania 33 was going to be a long night.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski comes out and helps Mojo.
And then that fucking one security chick. Yeah. Hey, stay back into the everybody's like, no. This is part of the show, lady.
It's planned, lady.
It's planned. Get away from him.
Rob Gronkowski gets involved in WrestleMania 33. Oh, this is going to be a long night. It was. Yep. It was a long night. So anyway, I will agree that it probably was not great to see a public burying.
It was literally the most awkward match I've ever seen.
John Cena had fun.
John Cena didn't break a sweat. I wrote down in my notes. He had no sweat after the match. He pinned Baron Corbin, and he was just like,
shave his head. He didn't even bother.
Yeah, he didn't care. Well, I think that was because he was filming a movie.
He was
filming
Bumblebee or some shit.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, he didn't break a sweat. Baron Corbin, he tried. Baron Corbin tried. He did a dope choke breaker. In that match, it was great.
Real good moveset.
I said Baron Corbin deserves better. I don't think he should be world champion or anything like that, but put him in solid mid-carder, basically where I don't know, Shinsuke is right now. He could easily fill that role.
Yeah,
easily.
But then what do we do with Shinsuke?
No, I'm not saying replace Shinsuke. I'm saying in the role that Shinsuke's at, that's where I saw him being a perfect fit. But giving him literally burying him on TV. It wasn't even a joke. People were kind of
dumpster fire. He called him a dumpster fire wrestler.
That was literally the first time I saw someone actually get punished on live TV for saying legit shit.
Especially, and again, this is all speculation on backstage rumors and stuff like that. But if the story we got, which is Baron Corbin,
he argued with the guy.
Well, fuck that dude. Fuck
no,
that
yeah.
dude for calling him out on Twitter. And then when Baron Corbin responds going, yeah, well, I'm a veteran, and here's a picture of me with your boss. Fuck that dude.
Oh, yeah, that's not even what I was remembering.
Yeah,
I thought it was about the concussion thing.
Oh, I don't even
Where they did the whole, the doctor, the concussion doctor, the one who's notorious. I forget his name. But he did, they did a little education thing with wrestlers about concussions. And he was basically saying that concussions aren't that big of a deal. And Baron Corbin said, no, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
I am a former football player. CTE is a real thing. And of course, WWE wanted to downplay it because they're getting sued. No, they're getting sued.
Oh, yeah.
They had that mass lawsuit. But at the time, that was a freshly thing. That's why they were educating people on it. Was because that was a freshly done lawsuit at the time. And Baron Corbin was like, no, dude, like, this is a legit thing. I'm a former football player. CTE is a real deal. And the guy was like, oh, whatever. And it made it look bad. It made their doctor look bad in front of everybody.
Fuck. Like,
He should have picked his moment for sure. But that's what it seemed like happened.
I don't know. I mean, like Baron Corbin could still come back from that.
Oh, yeah, for
but
sure.
What they have him doing right now, I'm kind of
I'm okay
I'm
with
kind of
it.
now on the side of I don't think Baron Corbin's ever going to come back from that.
He'll get drafted eventually.
I hope this constable thing is dumb.
Yeah. I don't like him wrestling in a suit.
Like, thank God he's killing it. Like, Baron Corbin's delivering, but it's dumb.
Yeah. That's
And
because
it's a
Raw's
waste
dumb.
of his time, and it's a waste of his talent. He's this big.
We talked about this, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. I said, like, just have him come out and be the indie killer.
Yeah.
It would have been a
He
sweet
shouldn't be
idea.
wrestling in a fucking suit.
Yeah, just have him be like, I don't need to work in the indies. I didn't have to work in bingo halls. And just have him kill a bunch of indie guys.
Goddamn metalhead.
Yeah.
What I can see his tattoos. What the fuck is he doing wearing a suit?
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous. It's like watching. It's like if CM Punk wore a suit. It's just weird. It's just weird to see. I don't want it.
Right.
But I want good things for Baron Corbin. Although I loved this match because
You actually liked this match?
I just like seeing John Cena have fun.
I thought it was a shit match. I thought it was the worst match of the show.
Not for me.
It was bad. That's why that was my third bad match. Was
After
that
that,
match?
Natalia took on Naomi.
I said this
For
match
the NXT SmackDown Women's Championship.
in my notes. I have very stiff match. They kind of beat the shit out of
They
each
did some
other.
Good. I'm still on the fence about Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
This match kind of made me
At the time, I liked Naomi because I thought she deserved it. She's
just
been there
feel-
long enough,
yeah,
established herself.
I just
She's
feel like
worked her way
always
up.
Picked up really weird wins.
Yeah, it was out of nowhere. Like she shouldn't have won that Rumble.
Yeah, exactly. Like the WrestleMania Women's Royal Rumble. It's weird she won.
the not fabulous Moolah tournament. They should have just put it called the not fabulous Moolah tournament.
The any women's wrestler not named Fabulous Moolah.
Yeah,
Battle
exactly.
Royale.
But yeah, like that match. Like I said, the match was really good. It was a little sloppy. There were a couple like mistakes.
Yeah, it's a live show.
It's a live show. I know. I understand that. I'm being critical of the
Yeah.
match, not of the people.
Right.
I'm just saying, like the match was good.
I got
solid, beat the shit out of each
There were
other.
some moments in that match that when Natalia scooped, like, I don't know what the name for it is.
Describe it.
It's so Naomi's laying on the floor. Natalia has her by the legs, and then she like
Wheelbarrow suplex.
not wheelbarrow suplex, but like flips her up. Like they'll do that spot in like a steel cage match or something like that, where they're on the ropes. They'll grab them by the legs. And
Oh, okay, yeah. They're just pulling the feet.
Pancake them into the
flapjack.
Yeah, flapjack. When she flapjacked her into the ring post.
Into the ring. Oh, okay,
That was really
yeah.
cool. That was really inventive.
I thought the one part, another note I had is that sweet blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
Naomi
Yes.
did a sweet blockbuster off the steel steps,
Right.
on the outside. That was really cool.
And I
like that.
the back and forth with the submissions.
Yeah, it was cool.
And it got the crowd. When Natalia locked in the sharpshooter the second time, the crowd was into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's a good and good for Natalia.
Yeah.
because Natalia does not she's probably gonna get in the Hall of Fame at some point. You don't think she is?
No, I'm waiting for us to get to our fantasy booking.
Okay.
Because like I have such a good idea,
I'm excited.
and I'm so stoked to talk
But,
about it.
Like, if you look at the history of Natalia, WWE has kind of given her the shit sandwich.
No, she's just she is literally wrong place, wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
If she was how she was in 2008 now,
Yeah.
she'd be a huge
Ahead of her time.
megastar.
She'd
She
be
would
ahead
be
of
with Charlotte as like one of the up and comers, as one of the best of all time kind of thing. But she was just kind of stuck in a time.
She came in during Kelly and fucking
in Eva Marie and
Eva Marie is a great wrestler because she can do a moonsault.
Candice Michelle, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
Nothing against Eve Torres, but
Yeah.
you know who else can do moonsaults? Better wrestlers.
Yeah, any wrestler, really.
It's not hard. It's just a flip. Do a flip.
You just commit.
I can't
do a flip.
Here
I
I'm
probably
talking
could.
Shit about.
I just don't want to hurt.
No, it was a good match. I was thoroughly pleased with.
Yeah, that's what
both.
I-
And it made me. I'm kind of like, okay, I'm gonna get over this dislike of Naomi.
Yeah.
And I don't dislike her.
I never disliked her. I
It's
thought
just
she was
like-
good. I just thought there were people who were always better than her.
Yeah.
At the time she won the title, the first time, I was like,
I think
perfect
it's just-
timing.
it's
This is
hard
a
to
perfect
get over-
timing for
it's hard
her.
to get over the funkadactyl thing. I think for me,
Yeah, I think she's gotten over that.
she has, and I'm over it now. But at the time, I think it was just
It was really hard for her. That's why she had to
And
earn her
came from,
place,
like,
and
that
I think
really
she has.
crappy NXT reality show season.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, and it wasn't her fault. It was bad. Well, we already talked about that. That was episode 1 of.
Yeah, right.
So after that, we had. I know you don't care, but I've prided this podcast so far on being a pretty Enzo Amore free zone. So as soon as while I was watching this, get my notes. Doing? As soon as this fucking horrible music came on, I was like, now I gotta fucking talk about this tool.
Yeah, shitty person. Fuck. But at the time, you gotta remember, at the time,
the crowd was not into him.
All right, cool, whatever.
Here's the thing. They'll do the callback chant, but that's because we want to do the callback chant.
People were just soured because they didn't want him to break up.
I mean,
I honestly think that was when people turned on him.
That was one of the biggest mistakes WWE ever made, was breaking up Enzo and Cass.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because and we'll talk about during the match, because I think it revealed both wrestlers' weaknesses.
100%. 100%
wrestlers.
So
it's Big Cass taking on the Big Show with Enzo Amore in a shark cage because they bought it. They need to use it.
They got to get those toys out there.
What's fucking stupid is it's almost the exact same match as the Carmella.
Oh yeah, 100%.
match.
They do not do anything different. It's always
what's the point?
One guy talking crap down to the other two are wrestling, and then someone has to do something nefarious by either dropping something. No, it's always dropping something.
What the fuck? So the match is boring. It's a very bad match so far. And then towards the end, Enzo Amore's fucking around in the shark cage with baby oil.
He pulls out baby oil out of his pants.
He's like stripping down to his boxers and shit.
Gets down to his boxers, squeeze through the shark cage.
And it's just like, how can you as a wrestling fan find that enjoyable?
I literally wrote, what in the actual fuck?
I'm like putting myself in that arena, and my SummerSlam version of myself also saw Brooklyn 3, and I'm sitting there going, "This is crap."
Yeah, I wrote a couple of notes down. I didn't do a whole analysis, but I basically said Enzo should have been a manager. He should not have been a wrestler. He should have, after him and Cass split, he should have found someone else to take on Cass and maybe just had him be a manager, get a stable going. That would have been cool. He could have been like a Bobby the Brain Heenan.
If they were gonna have, I'm sure the idea was Big Show puts over Big Cass.
Right.
But if they were gonna do Big Show puts over Big Cass, they should have just had Big Show put over Big Cass.
Yeah.
Not Enzo cost Big Show the fucking victory.
Yeah.
It made Big Show look bad. It made Enzo look bad. And then at the end of the day, it made Big Cass. He is a bad wrestler.
I literally put Cass sucks.
Cass sucks.
Yeah. I said we get it. I literally said we get it. They're big. I put that in my notes. I'm like, we get it. You're big.
And Kevin Nash wasn't a good wrestler either, but Kevin Nash had so much goddamn personality.
Oh yeah, he can make up for that.
And then Cass's entire personality as a bad guy is.
Yeah, exactly. And the last thing I put, because I don't want to talk about this too much.
Right.
The last thing I said is Empire Elbow is a garbage finisher.
It was a
garbage move. No, it's a garbage move. I don't like it at all.
Fine. It's a garbage move.
We get it. You're tall and you jump down. Cool. Fuck off.
It was yeah. And I think that was Big Show's last match.
I honestly, you said that to me earlier, and I was just like, it might have been. I don't know.
I can't remember a match he's had.
Was he in the Andre Battle Royal this year? I think he was in it.
He might have been.
I don't know. Because didn't Braun throw him out or something?
But it's no. No, I don't think
so. No, because he fought with Nicholas, right?
Yeah. I still like that.
Yeah. So moving on.
I just
do you want to say one more thing?
Say that this is right after Big Show had a great match with Braun Strowman.
Was it that around that time?
This was after.
Okay.
And it's not just a good match for Big Show. It was a really good match. And he did a lot for Braun Strowman. Big Show said on Chris Jericho's podcast, all he wants to do is wrestle.
Yeah.
And he has to be stuck in this bullshit fucking feud with Big Cass and Enzo Amore, who both are no longer with the company. How you doing? You fired.
Consensual penis.
S8. Oh my God. What I really love about
he literally wrote a rap song making fun of the woman who accused him of rape.
One of the best things Simon Grimm ever said was, "There's only two ways this ends: is either either he got away with it and he wrote a rap song about it,
And he's a monster.
or he's telling, or you know,
He's making fun of a mentally
ill person.
Mentally
so
ill
either way,
person.
he's a monster. I was like, you know, Simon Graham, you were a very bland wrestler in the WWE. But
he's fantastic. I love him so much.
after that,
Not
disappointing-
Enzo. I don't like Enzo.
Fuck Enzo. Never again will we mention him unless we have to.
I'll mention him if he's relevant to the
Yeah, if he's-
context.
That's what, I just said that. Get on my level. After that disappointing match, it did not get better.
Well, actually,
Because-
no. Before you say that, there was that little bit of that confrontation between the general managers, Brian and Kurt Angle.
that was fun.
All I want to say is that made me I still want it
Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle.
one time. Just one time.
I don't know if we're gonna get it.
I would love to see it once. Just once.
Yeah.
Have it at Survivor Series, Brand versus Brand. Brian versus Angle. I want it so bad.
And it was a fun segment. It was kind of cheesy, but they had fun.
Oh yeah, it was
I
whatever.
like watching wrestlers have fun.
Yeah.
After that, after a disappointing match, it got worse. It got so much worse because Randy Orton, the veteran, the guy who's been wrestling for too long and has been uninteresting for pretty much the whole time,
Yeah.
took on Rusev, who's fun and exciting, and I love to see him. And Randy Orton beat him in 9 seconds.
It's funny because when this match came on, I was like, "Oh, this match happened?
Yeah.
Dope, sweet!"
No.
And then I put in my notes, "Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, that was.
I forgot.
Same. I'm
Randy
like-
Orton sucks.
I was
RKO
like-
out
I
of
was like,
nowhere.
Randy Orton has a match. Oh yeah.
It happened because I
Yeah.
totally forgot about it, and then the RKO came out of nowhere and went,
Right. It's like
"Oh
this,
yeah."
it's like this, who did Randy Orton wrestle? Oh yeah, Rusev. And then he beat him in 9 seconds.
Yeah.
You think that was his reward for Brock Lesnar fucking him up?
Oh yeah,
SummerSlam
100%.
before?
I think him winning the title from Bray Wyatt was his reward for
And then dropping
getting
it to
elbow.
Jinder. It was like, okay, but you're gonna get to be. You know, I understand. Like they're doing stuff with Rusev now, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But at this time, what the actual fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that about? Why did that happen to Rusev? And it's not like he got back at Randy Orton.
No, he never did.
He never did. Like, good for Randy Orton, but boo. That's not a great SummerSlam moment. I'm never going to remember that. No one's going to remember that.
No. I forgot. Like we were just saying, I was like, I totally forgot that happened.
And then we were
that might
mad.
be a good thing.
And then we were mad when we remembered.
Yeah.
After that 10 seconds of lame,
10 seconds of lame.
Sasha Banks took on Bliss.
AXA Bliss.
ALEXA Bliss.
Yeah.
We're not going to say it out loud because
Yeah. But
in a match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship.
it's a dope match.
It was a really good match.
I love this match.
I'm still kind of waiting to see what everyone's talking about with Sasha. Sasha's good. I don't.
This match reminded me how much I like Sasha.
I like she was really good in her matches with Bayley.
She needs a heel turn. I know that sounds shitty. And like everybody says a heel turn for everybody. Roman needs a heel turn.
just
Dean
don't
Ambrose
think
needs a
she's
heel
a-
turn. She needs a heel turn because she thrives as a heel.
And I think that's how she tells her stories.
Yes.
Because like as a storyteller, I just don't think she's on the level of a Charlotte or a Becky Lynch
Yeah.
as a face.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm still like to this day, I'm like Charlotte is like the best women's wrestler on the roster.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Charlotte fan. I like Charlotte, but I'm not like, oh, I don't care.
She's great. You're crazy.
Yeah, it's whatever.
You're smoking the dope.
All right, cool.
No,
Um,
and Sasha Banks won.
But what the fuck was Sasha wearing to the ring, man?
You could tell she didn't want to wear
She was
it.
like, this thing is way too
Oh,
heavy.
she's just holding it.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be. Am I supposed to be a
She's
princess? Am I
like
supposed to be a phoenix?
She's doing a peacock. She's like a peacock.
I was just
thing,
like, what
but
the-
She's got a. She looks like the fucking not the raptor, the dinosaur in Jurassic Park that
Yeah.
spits on a fucking Newman. Yeah, that one. The
I don't know
fucking-
dinosaurs,
The,
so.
the dinosaur that eats Newman.
Yeah. But yeah, she came out as like,
She was so happy to throw that.
yeah, she
Like,
was so quick. Like, nope, never mind.
It was a good match.
Alexa came out. I wrote, Alexa looks like a star. Like,
Turn off.
honestly,
Alexa, turn off.
Oh yeah, right. I think she looks like a star. That's the one thing like people criticize her is that she looks too much like a star.
She's great.
She's fantastic.
She's great.
And maybe because she's the love of my life, and it's hard for me to decipher that.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I still don't like the fact that she's champion right now, because she's been champion this whole time.
Pretty much.
But she delivers.
She's consistent, and that's what WWE looks for is consistency. Like you can be the best wrestler in the world if you wrestle the best match ever 1 out of 5, you're not going to survive.
Yeah.
But she comes out, she'll do great matches. She'll have like maybe a hiccup here and there, but even her mess ups usually are not even her fault.
No, you put her in a match with a capable wrestler like a Charlotte or Sasha Banks or an Asuka, it's going to be a great match.
I literally wrote in my notes, Bliss is great when she's paired with someone who's great.
Yeah.
You know, like you put her with I remember her matches with Charlotte were really good. I remember her matches with Bayley were really good.
Except for the one,
but that was because the story they were trying to tell was garbage.
Stupid, yeah.
And also on a pole matches should never exist ever again.
If Russo created it, you need to get rid of it.
I just don't understand the point of anything that involves getting something that you can jump and grab. I don't like.
On that point, can we talk about how disappointing it is that Extreme Rules is no longer like fun?
Yeah.
Like they no longer, it's always like the bad gimmicks.
Save that for another time.
Like at least on a pole is unique.
Dude,
How many goddamn shows?
I like deathmatch wrestling.
I know.
You don't have to tell me that Extreme Rules is really, 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 really not extreme.
Nick Gage is in my current top 5.
Dude,
He's the fucking god.
I'm trying to convince you to go to the Nick Gage Invocation Goal in Chicago.
I don't have the money. Are you kidding me? Every podcast I try to find a way to talk about Nick Gage. Just so I can say, he's the king. He's the fucking god. He's fucking
Dude,
king.
you gotta watch American Rana Beyond because, he's been teaming with Matt Tremont there. They're the new hate club. And for the Joey Janela versus David Starr death match main event, it's Joey Janela's final death match. They had Nick Gage and Matt Tremont on commentary instead of their normal commentators.
It's when
and he's so funny because he's putting himself over during Joey Janela's match, and he's calling everybody a pussy in the match and stuff. And it's great because he's like, and then when like at the end, because like spoiler alert, David Starr wins, and he basically cuts a huge heel promo on Joey Janela, and it's great. But Nick Gage is like, I like this David Starr. I like this new attitude. I like this David Starr.
When Nick Gage was fucking
so funny,
cutting a
man.
promo on Matt Tremont, and then he just pulls out this goddamn giant knife, and he's like, "I'll fucking stick you." I'm like, "I love you, Nick Gage." You fucking psychopath.
And in that match, all he does is talk about how everything they're doing is not fake. He's like the barbed wire because it was a no rope barbed wire death match, so the whole ring ropes were barbed wire. And he's like, people say those are cut. Those aren't fucking cut. That's real barbed wire. They pull out cinder block. He's like, those are real cinder blocks. He just talks about how everything is real. That's real blood. That's a real ring. Those are real people in the audience.
So Sasha Banks won. She won with the bank statement.
The only thing I would say to add to what we're talking about with this is this match had such fantastic innovation. Stuff I haven't seen. And like things like I saw,
they don't really give Sasha Banks the opportunities to do the things Sasha Banks can do anymore.
Like she did this cool spot where I don't know whose idea it was, but Sasha Banks was on the side of the ring. Alexa Bliss was on the ground. It looked like Sasha was going to go for the double knees. She starts running. Alexa pulls the skirt.
Yeah,
it was really cool, and she slipped on the skirt and like it fell down. I was like, I've never seen that before. I've seen people pull the skirt and like basically hockey fight them.
Yeah,
but I've never seen someone pull the skirt as a tripping device.
Bliss
I was like,
is a
that's really
solid
cool.
Storyteller.
Yeah, and then
she's like for sure Hall of Fame.
Sasha?
No, Alexa Bliss. Alexa, turn off.
But yeah,
damn it.
I always say it's too early to tell with Hall of Fame. I always say it's better to look at someone's career after it's over.
Yeah, but
because like
I don't ever see her slipping.
The
and
audience is turning on Alexa Bliss.
She's not, and
she's my boo, and I'll never do it.
And
but
she's not the type of person like you're never gonna see her go. Yeah, maybe I'll just go to New Japan.
Yeah, because there's not as many options for female wrestlers.
They'll hit her.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Well, also New Japan doesn't have a women's division.
They don't.
No, she would go to Stardom or Impact is probably their best bet.
Do really good in Stardom.
I think she'd do fantastic at Impact.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays because you got Tessa Blanchard tearing it up and Allie's doing pretty good and Sue Young is cool.
We got Shotzi Blackheart.
Oh yeah, Shotzi Blackheart is pretty cool.
She's
a little ridiculous.
I love her.
I always say there's always that one female wrestler, usually in Impact, who reminds me of Daphne. There's always one because it was like Daphne. There was what was her name? Daisy Hayes, who was very similar.
Or,
and
the 2 seconds. What was it? Poison or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh no, that's Erie. Oh fuck, Christina Von Erie. Christina Von Airy.
No, she had a different name in Impact.
That
She joined Ink Inc.
Oh.
You got Ink.
I got Ink.
Ink. And we
Ink
made
Incorporated.
that
We
joke.
made you made that joke a million
That
times.
joke will always be funny.
Yeah.
You got a pen. I got a pen. Pen ink.
But yeah, there was a sweet knee spot too. It was like a AJ Lee Shining Wizard, where she did how she did kind of like a step up knee.
Yeah.
It was like an Inzaguri but with a knee. That's what she did in
Sasha,
this.
I mean, I think Sasha can do a lot. I'm still like, and yeah, her being a face has been, I think, a detriment.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
That's why
and the
I'm
fact that
waiting.
the fact that they're still doing it, I'm like, oh my god. So they're probably gonna turn Bailey into a bad guy instead.
Yeah.
which is a mistake.
I don't think it's happening anytime soon.
No.
Next match.
Finn Balor took on Bray Wyatt. I watched this match twice, and I just could not get into it.
Really, I was gonna say it was better than I remembered, because I remembered their first match, Gray Balor. Remember when he's like, "I'm the man who made the beast, who made the
Bray
man."
Balor's top Balor.
Yeah, well, yeah, according to them, whatever. I'd say a Joker Balor is top Balor.
Joker Balor. Well, that's
Joker Devitt.
That's Joker Devitt.
Yeah.
Finn Balor, different person.
Fair enough. But I said like, Demon's cool. I always said the headdress is a bit much. I don't like the headdress; it's a little dumb.
I like the Demon. It's
I think he was. Oh, I wrote. He's doing a little too much. He's doing a
fucking man.
He was doing a little too much with the demon thing. He was doing like that.
Yeah.
I'm a demon, huh? And I was just like, I'm not into that. But the demon, like, when he's wrestling in the demon outfit, it's cool. I think it looks cool. I think if he came out, only title, I think he's been waiting for only title matches to bring out the demon. And because he hasn't had title matches, like a world title match, he hasn't done it.
Does he have a SummerSlam? Yeah, he's taking on Drew McIntyre.
Is he?
Yeah,
I thought he was going to face Balor.
No, he's
Baron Corbin, sorry.
no. I think he's taking on Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
Because Seth Rollins is taking.
Nothing's confirmed for Finn yet.
No, I'll look it up. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it is. But it was a good match.
Yeah, it was all right,
was
solid.
fine. Bray Wyatt.
I while I was watching the match, I came up with this cool idea for Finn Balor. Is what if he was a heel as a demon, but a face as a babyface? Like, because you know how he has that like grinning, shit-eating grin, and he kind of talks a lot of trash, but he's like, everybody loves him, and he's great. But then when he's a demon, he's actually kind of a dick and like evil and like talks shit to
Like
the
a Venom
crowd.
situation.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I was thinking like
I don't think
that'd be cool.
WWE has the creativity.
They don't
to
have the
pull that off.
minutia to pull off something that
They
intricate.
don't have the vision for that.
Yeah.
Like if you pitched that to Vince McMahon, he'd go, "So is he a bad guy or a good guy?" Both.
We need to know.
He can't be both. Why? What? Yeah, he can. No.
Yeah, I thought like during the match because I put like he needs more intensity now. Because in that match, he had a lot of intensity. I know it's because he's the demon, but if he had that intensity he had in this match,
he is taking on Corbin. You're right.
yeah,
Who the fuck is Drew McIntyre fighting?
he's gonna be seconding Dolph Ziggler, so Dean Ambrose can come out and save him.
That's dumb.
Well, then it's gonna be probably at the next pay per view, whatever it is. I think Hell in a Cell. I wouldn't be surprised if at Hell in a Cell it's gonna be Dean and Seth versus Drew and Dolph, and then I don't know, man. But
You're probably right. That's disappointing.
I'm trying to think of because you're trying to think of like because if it were me, I'd be like that'd be cool if
So they're wasting both McIntyre and Balor. That's just disappointing.
I would love to see like Dean Ambrose join Dolph and Drew.
Watching this match, I kind of had a thought.
Okay.
Bray Wyatt should probably just manage for a while. Like
Alright.
once this stuff with Matt Hardy's done, I think Bray Wyatt would do well to just kind of manage somebody for a while, wrestle very sparingly. Because his character's so tainted. Huh?
We still got 4 more matches, dude.
I know. His
gotta
character
hurry.
is just so tainted now.
Yeah, it is true.
That at this point,
That's true.
He needs. I don't want to see a character change.
No.
I just think he needs to take a break. He needs to take a break. He needs to be able to cut promo. Like what if Braun turned heel, and he came back with Bray Wyatt, and it was Bray Wyatt managing Braun, and Bray Wyatt needs something to do.
Yeah.
But I don't think he can. I just don't want to see him eat another loss. So it's like, what do we do with Bray Wyatt?
Yeah.
And I don't want to see him pick up a victory because then he's just doing it to take a loss.
I think he would have been better if he stayed on
I
SmackDown.
agree.
And because if SmackDown now with Bray Wyatt in the mix would be a little bit of fresh air, because everybody's so like not serious but believable.
Dropping that title to Randy Orton sucked.
Yeah,
That sucked. That was a
Yeah.
bad match too. That was fucking crap.
yeah.
After that, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, freshly reunited.
Yeah.
Great story. By
Yeah,
the
I said
way.
this match. The bar are so damn smooth.
Cesaro and first off, Sheamus gets an unnecessarily bad rap.
I was telling you when you told me that earlier. I was like, it's probably because he was wrapped up in the Daniel Bryan
Yeah.
deep pushing
Yeah.
time, so people just kind of have soured on him. And then when he came back with the dumb mohawk and people were like, oh,
And all the he just seems like a WWE guy,
yeah,
but he delivers.
yeah. I think he's fine.
I can't remember a bad Sheamus match.
Him versus the New Day at WrestleMania 32.
That doesn't count. It was barely a match. That was barely a match.
I mean,
And
you're
that
saying
match-
I can't
that-
remember.
no,
I
no.
just told you why.
Okay, fine. You win that round, all right?
Or the match where he concussed Daniel Bryan so bad he had to retire.
Why'd you have to remind me of that?
Yeah.
That hurts.
But this match was sweet.
It was Seth Rollins has been killing it for a very long time.
Yeah.
That spot where he
Did the springboard?
no, not even the springboard. Oh, that was cool. I'm talking about his frog splash.
Oh, yeah.
Where he like jumps and then he just twists his body to land this beautiful, perfect fucking frog splash. Seth Rollins might, like, if AJ Styles didn't exist, Seth Rollins might be the best wrestler on the WWE roster.
I feel like if he had less reins on him, not to use a bad word, but like if he had less like strings
if
pulling
Vince
him,
wasn't there telling him what it can't do.
yeah, he could kill it.
I agree.
Kill it.
And Dean does fine. Dean's great. He's a good storyteller.
I think Dean is untapped potential. Him in his independent days, I said was the best talker in the world. Easy.
he's still a really good promo. He gets great promo.
But now he talks, like this, and he's like, whatever, man.
My brothers.
Hey
Yeah.
guys, let me go get
I'm
married.
married to Renee Young somehow.
Lucky boy.
Right?
Renee Young's cute.
She's
a sweetheart.
I'd carry her books for her. You know? Like, I'd open doors for Renee Young.
I'd be that sad emo kid in the corner who has like a picture of her in his locket.
You're Helga Pataki.
Yeah,
You're Renee Young.
I was thinking more of like the Severus Snape
Oh, God.
to what's it,
Still
Lily
after
Potter.
Still after all this time. Always.
Always.
Oh, my God, Snape. Get a fucking journal. It was a good match. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins won the tag team championships. It was really good. It was a good match. I liked it. That spot at the end when they're getting ready to do the bar's getting ready to do their finisher.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rollins
Springboards Hurricane Ranas.
jumps onto the fucking rope and then hits a Hurricane Rana on
Yeah.
Cesaro. Cesaro shoulder tackle. Shit. Good, like, first off, great fucking setup. Good choreography.
And one more part to talk about before we move on is that sweet spot where Cesaro jumps in the crowd and rips the beach ball apart.
was awesome.
I love that. I'm like, that's so
That's so
cool.
great.
I don't understand why Vince McMahon thinks he has no personality. I think he's just racist and doesn't like people who can't speak English.
Yeah, I think he's xenophobic for
Yeah.
sure. I just don't think he likes talented wrestlers.
No, I think it's. I honestly think it's because they don't speak perfect English without an accent.
Well, I just
Because if you think about and he is Irish, so he could probably get over like a Finn Balor or a Sheamus winning the world title. But when was the last time a natural foreign person won the world title?
like European,
even European.
because Sheamus,
That's what I'm saying. Sheamus and
Del Rio,
I guess Del Rio. Del Rio's the one.
yeah,
But I'm saying like because
should have been Shinsuke.
should have been Shinsuke. It could have been Wade
Well,
Barrett.
gender kind of because he's Canadian
I'm talking about. You know what I'm trying to say.
across the pond.
Someone who can't speak perfect English.
yes,
So I think that's one of Vince McMahon's gripes, but I have no proof.
but
And
he sees Jeff Hardy as a world champion. Jeff Hardy with his fucking face paint as a champion, but Cesaro, one of the best wrestlers in the entire world, not a world champion.
Yeah.
Okay. After that, we had AJ Styles taking on Kevin Owens for the United States Championship with Shane McMahon, who is such a cool dad, as special guest referee.
I
That was
literally
my-
wrote "fuck Shane."
That was my first thought. Was like, man, Shane McMahon would be like the coolest dad.
Yeah, I wrote "fuck Shane" because he ruined this match.
He ruined SmackDown for a while.
Oh yeah, 100%. But this
100%.
match was good, except for all the parts that involved Shane McMahon. Literally, like the pushing and shoving.
Shawn Michaels literally wrote how to be a special guest referee.
Yeah.
Like he's the best special guest.
I think
referee.
Mick Foley's the best because I loved him coming out with like the tattered shirt
but
and
like-
he hand paints the referee stripes.
Shawn Michaels was important to the Undertaker Bret Hart match
Mm-hmm.
at SummerSlam, and then if you don't have him as the special guest referee at Undertaker Triple H's Hell in a Cell, it's not the same.
Right.
But we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love him. He's my favorite wrestler. Mick Foley's my favorite.
Oh yeah, I understand. I just when I think of special guest referees, the first one comes to mind is Mick
No,
Foley.
he's definitely up there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was fine.
I thought it was a good match except for all the stuff with Shane. I
And
literally
that's-
wrote that.
That's my frustration. Is you have Kevin fucking Owens and AJ fucking Styles in the same goddamn match, and rather than just let them tell a good story, it's no, you got to tell this story.
Yeah. Wrestling.
And then we get the Shane McMahon Kevin Owens match, which was good. It was real good.
Yeah.
But then it never ended. It didn't end until WrestleMania 34 when it finally fucking ended.
Yeah.
So we had to sit through August to April of the next year, suffering through this really bad
It was
story.
bad, man.
That ruined Sami Zayn.
Ruined. Oh, but I love heel Sami Zayn.
I love heel Sami Zayn.
He's so
but
quirky.
If Bobby Lashley's storyline is the best they're going to do with heel Sami Zayn, I don't want heel Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Where he's just jumping up and down with that. It's
Well, as we learn, it's because he was injured. I didn't know that.
I'm not going to lie. When I read he was going to be out with injury, I was kind of like, good.
He can come back as a babyface and get
Yeah.
back on
It
track.
was like,
Maybe keep that kind of dickish personality, but be a babyface. Really sweet.
After so AJ Styles won. He
Yep.
defeated Kevin Owens, and then Kevin Owens blamed Shane McMahon, and then
Sounds
they
about
had a
right.
Hell in a Cell match the next month.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or 2 months later.
Whatever.
After that, Jinder Mahal
Jinder Mahal, the modern day
with the Singh
Maharaja.
brothers took on Shinsuke Nakamura, and everybody thought Shinsuke Nakamura was going to pick up that title. Shinsuke Nakamura did not pick up that title.
No, but his entrance was cool.
Oh, his entrance was great.
Violin needed to be tuned.
Yeah.
That guy.
Shinsuke still, and even though they've kind of corrected the course, Shinsuke should have picked up that fucking title.
Dude, he was so damn over.
He was so ready.
He was so over with the crowd.
He was so ready.
Everybody was like, because people
AJ
were like, is
Styles.
this song the thing that's over? Or is it him? It's obviously him.
AJ Styles should have won the Royal Rumble, and Shinsuke Nakamura should have been champion.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Because then you could have still.
But then you would have. Oh, but I guess you would have had.
still had the heel turn.
And you would have had Shinsuke versus Brock. Not that I'm upset about because I love AJ versus Brock. Probably
It
one
was
of
a
my
great
favorite
match.
WWE
Dude,
matches last year.
It's definitely my favorite match of last year.
In WWE.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Come on, Kenny Omega and
unspoken,
Okada.
unspoken.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
And Gargano versus. Oh, I guess that was this year. Whatever. There's not much to say. Nakamura should have won, is what I put. Triangle choke was pretty cool.
The worst part is Jinder went over pretty fucking clean.
No, he didn't.
Like
He went over super not clean. One Sin brother came in. Shinsuke kicked him. Went for the other one. The other one jumped off.
outside
and then he got him with the choke.
like
and
outside
hit him.
distraction.
That's literally
but
the opposite of
like-
a clean win.
Like distraction, but it wasn't like super screwy, overbooked finish.
Yeah, it was. That's literally the definition of a screwy, overbooked match is when the other people on the outside are getting involved to cost him the victory.
Like again,
That's literally what it is.
It wasn't like a completely clean, but it's not like he hit him over the head with a chair or something like that. It's that he got lucky on the distracted Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, that's not a clean victory.
And it only took one Colossus too.
Well, yeah, they were putting over the Colossus at the time because they were trying to make them all sweet.
You have a great shirt.
Oh, thank you.
I am being told to say that on air.
Yeah, thanks.
No.
Is the Hawaiian shirt or my Lucha shirt?
Probably the Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah,
I
Hawaiian shirt's
imagine.
pretty cool.
Yeah. It's very festive.
Yeah, it's summertime.
I love it.
I always like to be festive.
I know. I'm sweating bricks, and you're probably super chill.
I'm still sweating bricks.
Because this room is so hot.
Yeah,
And you know what else is heated? Our opinions.
yeah. Like how the fact that a distracted win is not a clean
Okay,
finish.
All right, what do you
Fuck
want?
off.
What do you want? What do you want?
I want you to
Point
take
is-
back that you said it was a clean finish.
No, I won't do it.
All right.
Fucking point is, Jinder Mahal is your champion still, and I'm just mad.
Jinder. I love
And
Jinder,
the
man.
worst
I really
part,
do.
Like Shinsuke didn't pick it up the next month or the month
Yeah.
after that. I'm sorry.
I really thought Shinsuke was going to win here and then drop it the next month.
I'm sorry.
Because they had so much time between their time.
I'm still saying his title reign was a bust.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I like Jinder
I don't
Mahal.
have a problem with Jinder. I think
I don't
Jinder's
think
fine.
anything. I don't think his run was good. I don't think anything like
I
that.
don't think he should have
I
been
like
champion.
him as a character. I like the packaging of the character.
Yeah.
I like the 2 super small henchmen. I know it's been done to death,
No, I like
but
it.
I love it.
I like everything about Jinder Mahal.
When he
except
won the
his
title, comes
championship
out
reign.
like basically on an elephant, and he's just like ooh, and then, like it's super cool. I like it. But that's it. Like I understand that like it was booked like shit and he didn't look good. But
they made Shinsuke Nakamura the fall guy. You have this massively over ridiculously charismatic anime character of a human being, and you just make him the fall guy for this guy that you're kind of like, oh, let's see what he can do.
yeah,
Fuck that. Put the title on Shinsuke.
yeah,
After that,
the best
my
match.
God!
Holy shit!
Speaking of car crash matches, Brock Lesnar taking on Roman Reigns, taking on Braun Strowman, taking on Samoa fucking Joe.
Before we start complimenting this match, I have to say one thing.
Yes.
Dude, this was literally a year ago. Roman Reigns has not changed 1 second.
No, not-
he hasn't changed his look. He hasn't changed his style. He hasn't changed
Not
a
a
damn
single
thing.
And the audience is still booing him.
Yeah.
I don't care if, like, one night they have the audience fucking cheering Roman. Fuck
Yeah.
that shit. Nothing's changed about Roman Reigns since last year's fucking SummerSlam.
Literally not one thing.
Not one thing.
Yeah. But I put Joe as super over.
Joe was super over. Braun was fucking over as shit.
Braun was close as what I put. I thought he was like right there because I know the exact moment Braun became relevant. He was always like, people were like, he's cool, he's cool, he's cool. He could be cool, he could be cool. His feud with Elias is what put him over the edge of being like everybody's favorite.
Well, I'll tell you what the moment I think that really did it for him was, unfortunately, involves Roman Reigns, but it's when Roman crashed the ambulance.
And he just comes out, he's like,
And
get away from me!
Yeah, he's like bleeding. He just gives Kurt Angle that look, just this like, I'm going to fucking murder everybody
Yeah.
look. And that's the one where I was like, I love Braun Strowman.
Yeah. So,
This match was a clusterfuck, but in the good way.
yeah, in the best way.
Where it was just throwing each other through tables. Braun Strowman threw 2 tables over Brock
He threw
Lesnar.
a fucking computer chair.
Yeah.
Like a
always
wheelie
a great
with
spot.
like a heavy wheels computer chair. He picked it up over his head and chucked it at Brock Lesnar. It was like, bah, ugh. But then this is something else I put. I was like, because this is not now, this is then. Brock Lesnar did bring a big fight feel to his matches.
I think I love Brock Lesnar.
I don't.
And I mean,
I just thought at the time, because I said this about his first title reign, his first time with the WWE title, because he wasn't there every week, when he was there having a match, it did feel like a big deal. And I feel like they can do that more often. It's just to the point now where it's getting ridiculous.
I think putting it to the point where the only person who he gets to face is Roman Reigns. I think that's what's hurt Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Because his Samoa Joe match was good. His Braun Strowman match was good.
I put Roman Reigns can't even use the steps correctly because he like tried to hit him with the steps and it was like super awkward. I was like, man, that's like the easiest thing to do in wrestling. You just pick up steps, hit him with the side.
He ate the pin.
He had an ugly ass spear. That one spear he did, I think it was to Brock.
Yeah.
And it was ugly.
Crowd
he
booed
did that
the shit
really
out of
weak
him.
ass Superman punch on the outside.
Superman punch.
It
is
was
the stupidest-
ugly.
It's
Oh,
the
man.
stupidest fucking move.
But
in-
I did say you just said it. Roman gets pinned by Brock.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting and telling.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm kind of like, although it feels like Roman Reigns is going to win that title, I'm like, I don't think he's going to win that title.
I think he's gonna win just to spite people.
Just to do it.
Just to do it, get it out of the way, get Brock off TV for a
Because
bit.
I'm serious. When I told you my conspiracy theory, I don't think Brock Lesnar's done. I think he's going to be done.
Yeah, you were talking about that. I think
We'll talk about it.
I think there's more money in a champion versus champion match than there is Brock Lesnar having both titles. And I think it behooves WWE to have him have the title when he goes into that UFC fight, because if he loses, it's going to make WWE look like shit.
Yeah, although, I mean, that's entirely dependent on him being Daniel Cormier, which I just don't see happening.
I think he could. I think he's got the size and he's got the pedigree to do it. But I think you have the title off of Brock at the fight, so that way if he does lose, people don't go, see, wrestling's fake. He lost to the real fighter, blah, blah, blah. Kind of like what they did with CM Punk. But you have him without the title and he wins, have him come back at like Elimination Chamber time, like the day after Elimination Chamber, challenge whoever's the champion. It could be Braun, Roman, whatever. And you can bill it as the UFC champion versus the WWE champion or Universal champion. And that's more of a marquee than I think Brock Lesnar having both belts.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he will lose at SummerSlam.
Yeah. All in all, SummerSlam last year was pretty good.
It was really good.
It was pretty good.
I always say around this time to Survivor Series is always the best time for WWE. It's usually because they don't have to get into the high profile stuff yet, and they can be a little more experimental.
Because they're still trying to figure out what they're doing for WrestleMania.
Right.
And this year's SummerSlam is as follows. Here are the matches we are going to see.
Cool.
Finn Balor is going to be wasting his time with Constable Baron Corbin.
Yeah. Baron has to, Balor has to win.
Yeah, but it's, them, they're in their 50-50 booking.
Yeah, but I think this is going to be the blow off.
I hope so. It's a dumb feud.
Yeah.
After that, Shinsuke Nakamura and Jeff Hardy.
Nakamura wins.
Yeah, but Randy Orton's going to get involved.
I think Randy Orton's going to injure Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy, yeah.
And it's going to write him off TV. And
we have a follower.
What?
What's the name?
Just Foxy 14.
Thank you, Just Foxy 14.
And hey, keep it foxy.
But
don't. If you're 14, pretend like I didn't say that.
We should make we should do next week's episode, and we should talk about 205 Live.
Okay. So, full disclosure: I don't watch 205 Live every week. I only watch it if people are like, "Dude,"
well, hear me out.
But Leo Rush, I've been keeping up on because Leo Rush is the best.
So you know who the Cruiserweight Championship match is against?
Gulak, right?
Yeah. That's exciting.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
That's gonna be Cedric Alexander.
I think it's Gulak's time. I think it's his time.
I agree.
Yeah, because I think there's more faces in 205 Live. If I'm not correct.
205 Live, the champion needs to be a heel.
Nah.
Yeah.
I think if it's about competition, you can have a face be it.
Fair enough.
Because that's what they've kind of been billing it as, right?
Gulak's been killing it for so long.
Yeah, and he deserves
his
it.
PowerPoint stuff didn't suck.
No, it was the best part of 205 Live.
And I like Gulak now as a serious competitor, but I also loved him doing the PowerPoints.
Right.
He was fun.
I think he deserves it. Give him it, even if it's only for a couple months or even a month.
And then he'll probably, I imagine.
I think he's going to drop it to Mustafa.
Oh, hell yeah.
Probably.
Hell yeah.
And then Mustafa could probably drop it to Leo.
Carmella is going to be taking on Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
It'll probably be Carmella's best match.
Yeah. I'll spoil it. I think Carmella is going to win at SummerSlam.
At this point.
Because it's going to relate into my fantasy booking.
At this point, I agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be.
If
I have a theory. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think she's going to win.
Well, I mean, it's easy. Becky and Charlotte beat each other, and Carmella
See, but I
capitalizes.
can't say that because I also have a reason why they need to be friends.
After that, Dolph Ziggler is going to be taking on Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship.
I think
Ziggler.
We'll talk about it next week. We'll do predictions next week.
Braun Strowman's going to be taking on Kevin Owens for the Money in the Bank.
That match is going to kill it.
Owens is winning.
Yeah, he is.
And then he's going to cash it in that night.
Yeah, he is. Oh, I don't think he's going to cash it. Ooh.
I think so. That is Kevin Owens' fucking night.
It'd be cool.
That is
It
Kevin
would be
Owens'
really
fucking
cool.
night.
And it's around, like I said, that time where this is the time they usually get experimental. Because didn't he win it around this time 2 years ago?
Yeah, and they know the crowd's going to be booing Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So Kevin Owens cashes in, even though the idea is it's
and they can have him feud more with Braun, but then for the title, and Brock could win it legitimately.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Roman Reigns
that's
can still
the
be
way to do
Roman
it.
Reigns can still be involved.
Yeah, he can be involved.
Yeah, and honestly, it'll be better than Roman Reigns fucking Brock Lesnar.
You might want to rephrase what you just said.
Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns is going to be a much better match than Brock Lesnar.
Yes,
Roman
there you
Reigns.
go.
Okay. Then the Bludgeon Brothers are going to take on the to-be-determined tag team.
Probably New Day.
Probably New Day.
And I think New Day will win.
Yeah. We'll do predictions. AJ Styles will be taking on Samoa Joe in what is on paper. On paper, it's a dream match.
I've
but
seen
it's WWE, and they hate dream matches. They hate them.
No, I think this. I know I said this about the same thing about Shinsuke and AJ.
Yeah.
But I think this is the one match on the show that they're gonna let basically be the indie guys' match. It's
I
gonna
hope
be
so.
Because I think there's gonna be a lot of overbooking throughout the show, and this is gonna be the one that they're gonna be like, "Fuck yes."
And you know, Samoa Joe's taking that title.
Oh, fuck yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. And then Bliss.
AXA Bliss.
Is going to be taking on Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
And we all know who's winning that.
Oh yeah,
match.
easy.
And then Brock Lesnar, your Universal Champion,
versus
the Big Dog.
It's the Big Dog.
Donna, Roman
Reigns. But yeah.
And we all know how that one's going to end.
Well, we don't.
A very disappointed crowd.
Fair enough. Except for if Kevin Owens cashes in, like you said.
Thank you,
That'd be
Just
cool.
Foxy. She's hosting.
Aw.
Or he.
Thank
Or
you.
they. Or them.
Or
Plus
it.
one.
What is a fox?
After So that was your SummerSlam retrospective,
Cool.
as well as talking about what we have to look. It's kind of a similar card.
No, well, I guess. I mean, like,
A lot of the same faces are showing.
yeah. Cool. Now, finally, we get to talk about my favorite part.
Yeah, we'll just skip Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, we can talk about it maybe when it gets closer to the
Yeah,
actual thing.
Yeah.
But since last week, they announced. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
2
weeks ago, they announced Evolution, the first ever female
All women
pay-per-view. So I came up with the idea of let's book our own fantasy card.
I'm excited.
And I went with this could actually happen and what I think will happen.
And I'll probably go a similar route.
Okay. Do you want to go first or do you want to go alternating? How do you want to do this?
Just give me your just match by match, and I'll kind of just riff off of it.
Okay, cool. All right, that's fair enough. So we got I have 2 pre-show matches.
2 pre-show matches.
And 8 main card matches.
Okay.
It's usually how it's go. I don't think they're going to try to cut it short. I think they're going whole ham.
Might go long.
It might. So
especially if they're using, like, they're calling this like the women's WrestleMania kind of thing.
Exactly, and that's going to relate into something.
But then they can't call the next one Evolution.
I think they will, but that's for the future. First off, pre-show match. I think they will be doing a Mae Young, exhibition. It'll be a 5-on-5 match.
Yeah.
With 10 competitors from the Mae Young Classic. It will be, in my opinion, I think it's going to be Rachel Ellering.
Yeah.
Zia Brookside. What's her name? First name Knox. Nixon Newell.
Oh, Tegan
Knox. Deanna Purrazzo and Mia Yim versus Mercedes Martinez. Sienna. I don't know her new name. Madison Rain. Allison Kay. Madison Rain. Ginny. And Satomura.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a 5-on-5 match. Just get as many people as you can on the show of the future. Because the theming of my pay-per-view is future, past,
present,
and the present.
I got you.
So
I mean, for me, I won't name like specific ones, but I think a similar thing, but instead of Mae Young competitors, they do NXT.
Okay,
like
that's a fair thing. I have an idea.
Like some of the same people, like Tegan Knox will probably be there.
Cool.
But instead of Mercedes Martinez, Lacey Evans.
Okay.
You know,
that's fair. I thought it'd be a cool because they're doing the finals of the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
So people have been watching up to this point. It'd be a good way to just showcase the females in this. I would think these are probably your top 16. These are probably the people who are going to get past the first round.
Yeah. You don't think Caitlin's going to get past the first round?
I think she will, but I don't think she's good. I think she's going to be in my other match.
Like she's the Serena Deeb.
Yeah, exactly. Get through the first round, not past the second. Second, I'm going to have it's going to be more of like a grudge match, but it's not like a grudge match. It's like they're feuding from when she debuts to now. Nikki Cross feuding with Naomi as the pre-show match. I think Sanity is going to be feuding with the Usos, and you know how Naomi's going to get involved because she likes to get involved. That's an easy transition for Nikki Cross.
She's a good wife.
Yeah, it's an easy transition for Nikki Cross to kind of be the foil for Naomi getting involved.
Yeah, I see that.
And since Sanity are basically heels on SmackDown, it's easy. And you don't have to have them like really actually butt heads until around this time, and this could be a great pre-show match.
That sounds about right. Nikki Cross would win.
Yes, I would think so. I'm not.
No, Naomi would win that. Naomi gets weird.
I said pre-show. It's future, past, and present. So this one I was picking future. I think Nikki Cross will win.
I don't know. Naomi, like I'm kind of learning never bet against Naomi.
Cool. So that's my pre-show. I think that's a good pre-show.
Yeah, pretty solid pre-show.
Yeah. So on the main card, I think you kick off because there's no other good spot for it. Mae Young Classic Finals as the first opening match.
I think that'd be like middle. Like I'd rather.
But then you got to do the trophy ceremony. I think it's a little bit contrived to do that in the middle.
A women's battle royale.
I have that as one of mine. But I think you kick it off because it's going to be the best match of the show.
Who do you think? Who are your finalists for the Mae Young?
I have Io Shirai
versus
Toni Storm.
First off, Toni Storm's winning.
I think she's going to win too.
She didn't win last year because she didn't sign.
Right, 100%.
I would definitely like Toni Storm. I'm with you. Io Shirai. I'm like, I don't know if she'll go to the finals.
I think she's going to the finals.
But that's way too Kyrie.
You have I don't think you know how good Io
No,
Shirai is.
I know how good Io Shirai
She is probably
I
the
just-
best
I
female
just- here's my
wrestler in the
problem, is
world.
That's so Kairi Sane.
That's why I don't think she's going to win. But I think putting her in the finals, it gives her that credibility. Losing to Toni Storm, she could take that Mae Young Classic trophy and basically carry the UK women's division up.
I don't like Toni Storm being specifically for the UK.
No, I know too. I think she's going to be there as the inaugural and then lose and then
I hope so, because that's such a waste of how talented. Like, no offense to the NXT UK division, but it's like Toni Storm's doesn't even need development.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I think she'll be there to be the inaugural, and then she'll lose it probably sooner rather than later, just to kind of establish that it's a big deal. And if she has that trophy with her, it kind of makes it seem like a bigger deal.
Yeah.
But I think you kick it off with that, because that's going to be the hard hitting, because you always want to come out the gate at a WWE pay per view with a hot match, get people into it. You want people to be like, oh shit. So I think that's going to be the best match of the card, but it's not going to be the most high profile.
No.
But it'll be the best. So, and I have Toni Storm winning, because last year, this is going to sound kind of racist, but I don't think it is. But you had a Japanese person win it last year. You probably don't want another Japanese person to win it again.
I think like that's
It's a little bit.
That's that's the reason I'm like, when you're saying she's gonna be in the finals, I'm like, but that's so Kairi Sane. Like we already did that.
I think putting her in the finals, because it's essentially what they did with Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler didn't win, but she was in the finals. But she's basically won.
Yeah.
It's just about getting to the finals.
Yeah. I like if Yoshirai is gonna probably turn into a bad guy or something like that, just so they can really separate her.
Oh yeah, well I think she's gonna team up.
Or hear me out. Kairi Sane wins the women's championship. Same thing happens, except Yoshirai wins, but does it in a way where she turns into a bad guy, and then you can have Kairi Sane take on a heel Yoshirai.
That'd be cool. I always thought they would. What I would dream to
We
see.
haven't seen that match.
I would think
the fucking roof off of.
I would love to see. Because remember when Asuka when she was Kana, she had the trio, her trio, and who was in that? Yoshirai and someone else.
Yeah.
Put Kairi Sane in there with her. Have Asuka leading a 3-woman trio. That'd be cool.
Call it the triad.
That'd be cool. The triad. Yeah, that's Lucha Underground did the Black Lotus triad.
Shit.
But even I think triad is Chinese. I think Yakuza is Japanese. So it'd be like a Yakuza.
Yakuza, yeah. All right, what do we got next?
Next I have, because the way I themed it was future, past, present.
Right.
So I have the future NXT Championship.
Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler as champion facing Kairi Sane and Candice LeRae, triple threat. I think all three of those are the future, and this will be a good send-off for Shayna, and I think Candice will win. This is me saying this because I feel like Kairi doesn't need a championship because she's already won the Mae Young Classic.
Honestly, I see Kairi getting called up pretty soon.
That's why also I
Because
think
she's ready to.
but you have Candice come in and then she can feud with all the heels because there's a ton of female heels in NXT right now. Candice is a champion, have her face like, what's her name? The EST of NXT.
Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair.
Incredible.
You could have, what's her name? Conti.
Tainara
Mercedes Martinez if she signs.
Mercedes Martinez.
Like all these like big hot heels that are coming in. So I think Candice LeRae wins, and it's a feel-good moment. Because that's what this thing is. It's going to be a lot of feel-good moments because of what the show is trying to be. So I say future, Candice LeRae win. Crowd would be super stoked about that. So that triple threat, and also you can have Candice beat Kairi. That way Shayna doesn't look weak because of what's going to happen later in the pay-per-view.
I think Shayna Baszler needs to get pinned when she loses that title.
Because I'll tell you why.
Okay.
But, so I think that's what's going to happen. Next match, we're going to have, this is where we start getting into past. Even though I say this, it's more of a theming rather than who's going to win or whatever.
I got you.
It's going to be the Iconics versus Lay Cool. Because they're the exact same fucking thing. Just one's now and the other one's more of nostalgic. I don't see them having Lay Cool lose. And Iconics haven't been established enough that they can lose and still be fine.
I don't know.
Why not?
I don't want that cool.
Why not?
They were bad.
No, they weren't.
They were bad.
They were fine.
They were not fine.
Mickey
James, Smelly Kelly.
Keep her away from Mickey James and all that stuff. But you have it's a way to put them on the card. And I think Lay Cool is history. They're history. They represented an era.
And then my other objection to this is the idea of the Iconics losing.
Well, that could be up for debate. I think the match is going to happen.
Because I just like the Iconics.
Because they're literally the exact same gimmick.
But the Iconics are so good.
And so were they cool.
They were fine.
They're fine, exactly. So I think that'd be fun. It'd be a little bit more of like a nostalgic, like Late Cool comes out, they do their little twirl, and then Iconics basically come out, do their thing, and it's like the same thing, but different eras. It'd be cool to see. It'd be like one of the few dream matches that I have on this. But yeah, that's that match. Next, the Evolution Battle Royal. And hear me out. I think this is going to replace the Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because I feel, I don't know about you, but I felt like there was too much going on at WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
You take that Battle Royal out and say it's happening every year at Evolution, call it the Evolution Battle Royal. That way you don't have to worry about the Fabulous Moolah
Women's
shit.
Evolution Battle
Yeah, have it be
Royal.
the Evolution's Battle Royal. And in this match, I don't really have anybody, like, I don't have everybody, but this is basically where they fill up that 50. Because they said the 50 people are going to be there. It'll be like, bring out, like, that's where you'll bring out, like, the Kellys or whatever. But the winner, Nia Jax. Because I feel like she's been shit on so much. By us, but also by creative. This would be a good chance for her to show domination.
Yeah.
And because it's going to be a bunch of basically
And it's
95-pound women or 120-pound women trying to lift up this behemoth of a woman.
And it's like a nice consolation prize. Like, here you go, Nia. You're
Plus,
never going to get that title back.
I don't have anything for her to do, and I can't see her doing anything.
I,
So this would be a good way to show her off, but still do that.
Honestly, I see her going to Impact in like the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, but that's not where we're at right now.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, that's what I think. I think that'd be a cool little thing. And it'd be a good way if you establish that you don't have to do the women's WrestleMania Battle Royal crap, and it won't seem so
then
cluttered.
you can, it gives you time to actually do things with your women's division.
So that's that. Next, it will be. I have to tell you the entire scenario for this.
So we've got 3 matches so far, right?
We have the 2 pre-show plus 1,
Mae
2,
Young
3,
Classic.
4 matches.
Okay, 4.
So we had the Mae Young Finals, the NXT, the Iconics, Late Cool, and the Battle Royal.
Okay, so 4 matches.
So now we're gonna go in. It's gonna start off being like for fun, but it's not gonna be for fun. It's gonna be Sasha and Bayley versus Charlotte and Becky. It's gonna be the horsewoman in one match, and the match is about to go on. And out comes celebrate. I'm betting in the meat, no matter me. I'm betting in the meat. Ow, King Dumb and the Queen Dumb and
I'm here to ruin this whole.
no. She's gonna come out and be like,
oh, you think they're gonna announce the women's tag titles?
people have said the women are treated. We are showing a new age of women's wrestling, and in that new age, we are going to introduce the women's tag team championship. And it will be between these 4 competitors. We don't need a tournament because you 4 have proven yourselves to carry this division to a new generation. You 4 will get this. And they have their match. It's the best match because it's the 4 horsewomen. And I think Sasha and Bayley will win. And the match will be over. Everybody's crying. They're hugging each other. They do the 4. And you see... not Shayna Baszler, not Ronda Rousey, but the other 2 4 horsewomen come in, beat the hell out of these 4 women. They start beating them up. Shayna Baszler comes running out. Those 3 beat them up, and they go up and they throw up the 4. No Ronda.
No Ronda. No, not yet.
Just them 4 throwing up the 4s. And I think in leading up to Survivor Series, you could have basically be those 3 trying to convince Ronda to join them, and she gets kind of dragged into this because you don't want Ronda to be a heel, but you want those 3 to be heels. It'll be fucking sweet, and it's like an invasion of MMA against WWE. So that's what I think. That's how they do it. So then you have tag team, and you can even do the 2 other girls. I don't know their names. Mrs. Strong and
Jessamine Duke and Marina Schaefer.
Yeah, have them face Sasha and Bayley in a tag team match for the tag women's championship. You know, I think that'd be a cool way to do it. I think it's a story that could easily be told, but also has a little bit of dynamic in it.
I'm into it, and it sets up Survivor Series.
Sets up Survivor Series 4. Done. From there on, we're gonna have, and this is gonna be the one you're gonna go, boo.
I'm ready.
WWE SmackDown Women's Title, Carmella
Boo!
versus Asuka.
Yay!
Asuka knocks her out in 3 seconds.
I'm into it. All right. You
3 seconds.
You got
And it's
me.
going to be the one moment everybody goes, oh!
It better.
And
Dude,
because this is what I predicted for the last pay-per-view,
such
but this is what
goddamn
this would be a perfect
bullshit.
this would be a perfect place to put it because you're gonna have all these long matches. This would be the one you just knock her out,
such
and Asuka
bullshit.
just holds that title, and then it leads into like a new wave.
You made me think about that goddamn Shark Cage match.
But for this to happen, Carmella has to win at SummerSlam,
I'm fine. It's
And
not
at Hell in a
since it's not Asuka, I'm fine.
and it's enough time removed that Asuka can earn another #1 contendership, and it won't feel out of place. But Jesus comes in, and Asuka, she'd be like, I beat you twice, and you're a little bitch, and I hate you, and women, and all this stuff. And then Asuka's not going to say a damn word. All the way up to build up to this. She's not going to say a damn word. Not doing her, whatever. You know, she gets kind of pissy, but she speaks in Japanese. She's not saying anything. She's keeping her mouth stuffed.
I love it.
Dark eyes.
I don't
just
know.
the whole time.
Whenever she cuts
She
those-
comes out. She doesn't do her little twirl. She'll come out in the outfit still, but she won't do her twirl.
we get
She won't be
business-
dancing.
business.
She just
Asuka.
stand. Carmella gets in her face. It's just like, you're a loser. You suck. And then Asuka back fists her out. Out cold.
Yeah.
And it's over. Quick match. People go home happy for that. Next, we have the Generations Dream match. And this is my favorite match of the show. I thought about putting this on as the main event. I'm still thinking about it. It should be the main event. But I think Ronda's going to main event. But it's going to be Alexa Bliss. Sorry. Alexa, turn off.
Alexa, off.
It's going to be Bliss and Mickie James versus Trish Stratus and Lita. Mic drop. Sorry. I've been thinking about this match for a while.
I like it.
This is the most perfect match because you can tell like literally 4 stories in one. You can tell Trish and Lita holding down the women's division at a time where the women's division was a fucking joke. You know, you can tell the story of basically how Alexa is the new Trish Stratus, and you could have them kind of meet heads. It's a generational thing. Pass the torch.
That's actually a really good comparison.
Then you could also have that fun little moment of Mickie James versus Trish. Basically,
like they
Mickie,
already did that at the
yeah,
Royal-
but this could be like an actual
Yeah,
match
it's
where they
an
have
actual
like
match.
time.
Right.
And then Alita, she's kind of there. She will be more of just to be like Trish. We held down this division. They will lose though. Trish and Lita will lose to Alexa or to Bliss and Mickie James. It will be a passing of the torch moment for Alexa Bliss, and it won't be like a shake hands afterwards, but it will be like a little like nod of respect kind of moment. I want that to be the main event, but I can't justify putting it in the main event.
It won't be the main event.
Final match, main event. You're thinking, who's left?
Who's left?
Who's left? Who's gonna fight?
Who?
It's gonna be on paper. Probably shouldn't be the main event, but once I tell you the story, you're gonna be like, okay, I understand.
Well, it involves Ronda, so.
Right. It will be the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey versus Natalya. Now listen. Unbeknownst to the audience, this will be Natalya's final match. Her retirement match.
Sad.
I believe Beth Phoenix is going to be doing commentary. But she's going to leave commentary for this one match and come down the ring with Natalya, her best friend. She's going to walk down with her. Nobody's going to know about this. This is my idea. Natalya is the one wrestler who can say she was there through all 3 of the major generations of female wrestler. She was at the back end of the Lita Trish era. She was there during the Lay Cool Divas division, and she was there during the Women's Revolution. She's a perfect person to headline this pay-per-view.
And she's been one of the best wrestlers on the roster this entire time.
Also, her and Ronda trained together. She trained Ronda, essentially. They've probably had a lot of mock matches to the point that this could be a 30-minute barn burner if done correctly, because they've probably practiced this match a million times. It'd be a match where they wrestle, goes down to the wire. You think Ronda's going to lose at one point, and Natalya's going to win. What? You start getting behind Natalya. You're not against Ronda, but you're behind Natalya. And you start noticing that she's fighting with everything, like more intensity than she's ever fought in her entire life. She gets down to the moment. Ronda gets her down, gets her in an arm bar. She doesn't want to tap. She will not tap out. She will not tap out. She will not. She was not. And she looks up, sees Beth Phoenix, and just goes, taps out. Ronda gets up, stands up,
Super
leaves,
emotional.
super emotional, holds up the title, leaves the ring immediately.
I like it.
Natalya gets up, sitting there, arm like this.
Yeah.
Beth Phoenix gets in the ring with her. They hug. Everybody's like starting to realize what's going on. What the hell? And she gets the mic. She's like, I've watched this generation of women come through. I was there for Trish and Lita. I was there for Lay Cool. I was there for Naya. I was there for Ronda. I think it's time to call this my last match. At the best, most evolution moment, evolution. I am evolution. You are all women.
Be a star.
Be a star. And everybody starts saying, thank you, Natalya.
I like it.
And she leaves. And then she goes into the Hall of Fame that year.
Here's my issue with that.
It's so beautiful, though.
I love it.
It's so
I
beautiful.
do. Natalya's not big enough for that moment.
That's why because leading into it, my guess is that she's going to turn on Ronda and be kind of a heel leading up to it. And it's like, that's her best friend. There's the one woman that's basically been cool with her since she came in. It can have more of a grudge feel, and I think it's going to be the main event, not because of Natalya, but because of Ronda.
Well, it's Ronda, yeah.
And that's where
that's a no-brainer.
That's where people will justify it. But once you realize what's happening, it's going to become a huge deal. And I think it'd be a good send-off for her because she's like the one out of the entire roster of the 50 women. She was there through it all. And she's like, it makes the most sense for me. And it also explains why she went face to team with Ronda so she could turn on Ronda so that they could have this match.
Like, I definitely smell heel turn from Natalya.
So I think that's where they're going. I think that could literally be it. Because here's my problem with Natalya. She seems out of place.
Yeah.
She seems like she's holding up a spot with all these women coming up from NXT.
Her outfits are horrible.
Oh, that's whatever. I don't care. I think she could be it could be a perfect farewell for a woman who basically tried to be the women's revolution at a time that they weren't ready for it.
Yeah, she was the best for a very long time. She was one of the very few women's wrestlers who was good at wrestling.
And it would be the one chance for her to get the spotlight as she retires. And with Beth Phoenix there, her best friend, her literal best friend, and she's there for I forgot a match on here. I realized the Bellas aren't in a match.
Oh no, not the Bellas.
I was gonna put them in a match. I forgot who. Huh. Whatever. It was gonna be Bella's versus Absolution.
Yeah, that's what I was
And Paige would
say.
be as a manager because it would be her last pay-per-view as a competitor. She won't be competing for reals, but she'll be there.
Yeah.
And that'd be what I think they do.
Speaking of which, good for Paige.
Good for Paige.
She posted that.
So sorry, I got a little emotional there because I
No.
think that's a perfect story and it'd be a perfect way to end that show.
She posted that Instagram photo of her.
Oh, yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Paige had a rough year.
Yeah, she did. So yeah, that's mine. Tell us what you think, audience. I almost teared up because it's such a beautiful story that I made up.
I'm getting emotional. Real quick, who's taking on The Rock at WrestleMania 35?
Probably Roman.
Yeah.
I can see it being like Triple H.
It's Roman.
But I think Roman makes the most
minute they
sense.
said Roman, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's happening.
And that way, because that way you don't put him in the title picture.
It'll be a good match.
And that could even headline, and you can still keep that dumb streak
And
that
then
they
there
keep
you
making
go.
a thing.
They found the one more legend.
Yeah.
Somehow they did it.
Yeah.
Now, if only Stone Cold could unretire.
Yeah, exactly. So that's mine. Do you have any matches you would like to see?
Well,
Not Lay Cool versus Iconics.
here's my. I think we're gonna get Charlotte Ronda Rousey at Evolution with a screwjob finish, thanks to the Jessamine Duke and Marina Schaefer's of the world.
So they can have a rematch.
So they can have the Survivor Series match. And then at WrestleMania, Ronda, we never did finish that match. And everyone goes,
I would think it'd
and then
be...
on WrestleMania 35, it's Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey one last time.
I think the story that's more interesting, in my opinion, is the 4-on-4 horsewoman and Ronda gets pinned by Charlotte.
Yeah.
That way, Charlotte has that win over Ronda, but it's kind of tainted because it wasn't a one-on-one match. And therefore, when that time comes, she could be like, well, you never did beat me, Ronda. I've pinned you. You've never pinned me. Mm-hmm. And then they can have that match.
Because I think that's the thing is I don't see Becky and Becky and Charlotte. There has to be some sort of fallout from their thing.
Yeah.
So we might get
No, I know. And that one I'm not as
And
confident
again, as emotional as that retirement angle might be for us,
Yeah.
I just don't think it's like that's not the main event. Natalia retiring is not like that is not on the level of Undertaker.
Yeah, but if they do it right.
It's just
I know it's WWE, you can't do it right, but
like with
it's
Natalya,
you can tell the show is going to be run by Triple H, and he
but
knows
with-
how to
but
tell a
with
story.
Natalya, it's like way too little, too late.
But I think getting her this moment is in my personal
Like, I'm
opinion.
not saying she doesn't deserve the moment.
I
I'm just
think
saying
that's why.
it's not it's like if Santino was given that moment. It's just not impactful enough.
But she is a former world champion, a women's world champion, but a world champion.
Santino was United States champion.
Yeah, but that's not a world championship. That's not the top title in the top
No, like
company. at the
I
time.
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but there have been lots of like Alicia Fox is a former.
Yeah, but
women's
Alicia
champion.
Fox won the Divas Championship.
Yeah, take that Divas championship.
And Natalia's won it multiple times. She essentially, according to some people, I disagree with it, but some people say she had the first like women's revolution match, her and Charlotte.
no.
So it's a perfect theming of this pay-per-view. Like I said, it's going to be the past or the future, the past, and the present. You have the future with the Mae Young stuff, NXT, and the past. You have Lay Cool winning. You have the Bellas probably winning because you can't see the Bellas losing, and you have the Battle Royal is going to be basically a showcase of all the history of women's wrestling. Then you have the present, which would be the Women's Revolution, which is the 4 horsewomen. And it kind of shows the presence with the 4 horsewomen of MMA because you got Baszler and Ronda, but it's more of that. And then you have the present with Alexa Bliss winning, and you have Alexa turn off, Alexa off. You have Alexa winning, and you have then you have Ronda beating Natalya. And with that story, and I'm telling you, Vince McMahon is hands off with this pay per view. I'm guaranteeing it.
Oh, you mean it's a women's pay per view?
I got a good idea. Bra and panties matches.
Hold on. Hear me out. Roman puts on a wig. No.
I've seen that
Woman Waynes.
Yeah, I saw that joke online too.
It was so funny.
But yeah, that's my card. I wish it would happen because it's beautiful.
All right.
I'm about to cry because Natalya deserves that
can feel the
moment.
emotions
I don't want her to be champion ever again. I want her to retire, end on a high note, be a perfect place to do it. Doesn't make Ronda look bad because she trained her. And it'd be kind of like a passing of the torch without actually doing the cliched raise the hand. I want it to be like Ronda wins, everybody's excited.
Save that
holds
for
that.
Roman.
Yeah. So that's my idea. I've been thinking about this. You have no idea how much I've been thinking about this.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I'm into it.
WWE is only cool because you get the fantasy book.
Right.
Because like I
New
thought about
Japan
that the other
Pro
day.
Wrestling's great because you don't need the fantasy book.
You don't need to because it might be predictable, but going through it is fantastic.
All right, guys.
Well, that's the show.
That's the show. I'm excited for the Mae Young Classic.
Me too.
We were supposed to talk about it, but you know.
Yeah, we'll talk about it closer maybe to the show. Maybe if they do like a bracketology.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
We'll talk about Mae Young Classic next week.
Yeah, because when's that? That's the end of the month, 28th?
I think it's the 19th. Let me look it up.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
But we'll find out. We'll let you guys know.
Probably. I mean, especially if the finals are going to be in October.
Yeah. Well, they're probably going to do like 4 episodes a week like they did last year.
Yeah.
So that would be 4 weeks, probably 4 weeks of 4 shows. So that's a month. So if you started in September, but I think they're going to hold off. I think they'll have it through and then hold off until Evolution.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be...
Me. Sorry.
You may hate me, but it ain't no lie.
Are they filming it in the 19th and it's going to probably show in
That's
September?
what I'm wondering. That's what I'm looking up.
Yeah, they said end of summer. I remember Kathy Kelly said end of summer, so I would assume August.
It's we'll tape on August 8th, so it's going to be taping on Wednesday. Ooh, nice. Let me see. I don't think it says when it's going to premiere though. Hold on.
End of summer is what I heard.
End of summer, so probably like September.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Sit Down and Pile Drive. Tomorrow is Tales from the Undertaker. Color Circuit's resident tabletop show. Not its only one, but it's the first one. Not maybe. I don't know if that's true or not. Make sure you check them out tomorrow at 7 p.m. on twitch.tv/Color Circuit Live. Make sure you check us out on Instagram. We got a Facebook. We got a Twitter. We got a Patreon. Make sure you check us out on Patreon. We got a lot of reward tiers for you. A lot of good stuff if you want to support the Color Circuit financially. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I have a lot of wrestling and political opinions, and I don't sugarcoat any of it.
Like you ever do.
Follow me at Connor is a Jerk, both on Twitter and Instagram.
You can follow me at Griff Grizzly on Twitter. Griff Grizzly. I'm not going to spell that.
And thanks for checking us out, guys. For myself, Connor.
And for myself, Connor.
This was Sit Down and Pile Drive. You guys have a great night.
Connor's out. I spent literally all of fucking Thursday